Okay, so it could be live. I think we should be live now. So anybody who's joining the live stream, thank you very much for waiting. A little bit later than scheduled, but I realised I mucked up the time, and Jonny won't be free until for another hour. So until his wife gets home. So I thought I'll come and join you guys for a while, say hello, and probably do some hobby or something, do some painting while I'm here, while we're waiting. So we'll wait to see if anybody jumps in with any comments to say hello tonight. And hope you're all doing well. Hi, Sophie. How you going, mate? Good to see you here. Thank you very much for coming along. So it should be like your 8 p.m. there, I think, in the UK. Hey, mate. How you going, mate? Weather in Japan, mate? I don't know because it's cool, not cold, but it's 5 a.m. here at the moment. So really, it's too early to say how the weather will be. I think it'll be fine today. Yesterday was a beautiful day. I'm just going to send another email to Jonny. I'm going to. But I hope you guys are doing some hobby today. Hope that's the case, or tonight, as most of you be in the UK, I gather. Okay. All right, that's good. He's got the link there. So he might be able to come in, pop in before his wife gets home. I don't know. See how they go. Oh, all right. So Sophie painted some cool stuff this weekend. I'll let you know what that is. And this weekend, we're painting mostly elves. I'll put my camera on in a minute so you can have a look. I'm doing a commission for some Wood Elf Blood Bowl miniatures at the moment. So you painted some Carpov miniatures for Dead Zone. Okay, cool. Hey, how you going, Nick? Medieval Wargamers here. Just got to say hi and stay as long as I can. Work tomorrow, just finished painting my bishop for Winchester. Brilliant. So Nick is part of the Medieval Wargamer channel on YouTube. And if you don't know who Nick is, go and check out his channel at Medieval Wargamer. He does, obviously, medieval wargaming, historical gaming, that kind of thing, covering different rule sets of the period. And now he's doing the Baron's War. So I'm really excited that he's taken that up and started reviewing some of the rules and doing some playthroughs and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. I believe so. Yeah, it's either for Automotive or for just the regular Baron's War. I think Nick's is doing the regular Baron's War. Yeah, Baron's War looks really cool, really interesting, and I talked to just very briefly Andy and Nick, Andy and Paul the other day. So yeah, it looks like some exciting stuff coming for that, which is great. Okay, so but I prefer Matt Bickley to Paul Hicks. Well, you'll be happy to say that. Happy to see that the whole Vikings range is done by Matt. That's coming out, I think, next month. Yeah, because now it's February, so March will be the Kickstarter for that. Oh, so Jonny Watson's here. Okay, he's joining us early. Okay, I'll get Jonny in. Hang on a tick. Johnny, there, mate.
Hello.
Great, I'm so glad you can make it early. Sorry, mate.
It's okay, mate.
That was totally my fault. That was completely my fault.
I was putting the kids to bed.
Oh, did you? You stuck a bit of rum in the milk?
So, yeah. Had to fight the missus to say that you messed up.
No, I appreciate, mate, you coming on early. That's great. So
that's all good. It's all good.
Because this show's for you, mate. Not for me. It's for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So it's I was going to do a nice little promo video for it before the live stream started, but I just had no time, mate. I was in the car for like 7 hours yesterday, going to bloody different second-hand car dealerships to find a new car.
Yeah.
So I just had a harrowing day of just bloody driving, but so long and so far, and just waiting in these bloody showrooms and talking to people and that kind of thing. So
God,
I didn't get back till about 6:30 last night, and I was supposed to do a podcast yesterday. I had to cancel that as well.
Oh no!
And then I just watched the football and got shattered. Drank a couple of beers and just fell asleep. So, and luckily woke up this morning, and then you said, "Hey, it's only 8 o'clock." Not 9 o'clock. I fucked up the timing again.
That's all good, mate. That's all good. Did you get your car, or was it all the way?
We did. Yeah, we found it. We found a car. It's a second-hand car, and it was like well priced, and it's a nice. It's one of those. It's in Japan. They have these. I don't think you have them there. It's called a step wagon, Honda step wagon.
Right. Okay.
And the step wagon here is kind of like their because in Australia we had those as well, but they were like much bigger. But basically they're like a minibus. If you've got a picture that way. So they've got 6 seats in there, and it's like a family car here. Yeah. So if you got families with a lot of kids or big families, they're great for that. So we got that. So because my sister's coming this year, and her boyfriend's coming to Japan. And he's a big bastard, mate. He's huge. Like he's about my height. He's half Maori, right? So.
Is he? Right.
Okay. Guy, like massive. Yeah. And my sister's, fairly tall. So we needed a big car to take them from the airport to here, and I love my car. I absolutely love it, but I had to say goodbye to it because it's now getting on in years, and it's up to almost 200,000 Ks on the clock, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful car. I love it, but it's time for it to go, and I had to change over before.
Funny you should say that. That's the sort of car I need. Is the big sort of bus thing, with the newborn. And
true. Yeah,
we've been looking for cars as well. Funnily enough, and we went. There's a car showroom place fairly near us, and they had an import from Japan, which is a Toyota, and it was one of those big buses, or a big sort of 7-8 seater thing.
But
it's like a minivan. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely amazing what it can do. Every single seat is individual, and they all swizzle and move. And it had carpet floors and everything. It was lovely. I really wanted to buy it, but the missus wouldn't let me get it. So it's a bit too. Maybe it was a bit too big for over here. Maybe, but.
My son was really cute too yesterday because we were looking at the cars first, and the first one we were going to see, it was okay, but then like he turned the ignition on and all this smoke started pouring out the back of it, and I said that's not good. That's like burning oil, and then my wife goes, oh no, it's okay, it's totally normal. I said no, it's not, and she said to him, was this normal? And he said, oh well, it's just it's cold, and it's sort of just starting up. That's bullshit, mate. That's not cold. That's not the
definitely.
I mean, and it kept running it, and it's more smoke pouring out the back. I said, no, I'm not taking this thing. So we found this other one. What won it for me? Because my son said, oh, it's got a TV in the back. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, this is it.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need. You just need someone to make the decision for you. And it's like,
it's like and I looked at this thing. I thought, because I like Honda, and the first time I saw was a Nissan or something. I'm not a big fan of Nissan. I love Hondas. So the second was a Honda, and I just know Honda. It's a good car, good quality. Nothing goes wrong with them. Stylish. It looks cool. It's like this really deep metallic purple.
Nice.
So it looks really
Nice.
cool. In the sun, it looks purple. In the dark, it looks black.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
got
yeah,
a
yeah.
Flemish piece of a car. This thing. Yeah.
Nice, fantastic. Oh, good. I'm glad you've got one. I'm in that process at the moment, trying to find a new car. It's not fun. Not fun. So
but look, we're not here to talk about cars. We're here to talk about Jonny Watson. Sorry, man.
Yeah. That's all right.
Real detour there. What you call it.
It's all good. It's all good.
So Jonny Watson Gaming, mate. So when did this all start? And if people don't know who you are, because you've been on the podcast before, but maybe some people just don't know, who you are because it might be just new to the channel.
Yeah, sure.
Tell us about yourself, mate.
Okay, well, I've been gaming since I was about, I think I first got into it around about sort of 9, 10. I got in, I got in for it kind of through Hero Quest, kind of, because I used to go around my cousin's house, and he's a little bit older than me. He was probably sort of 13, 14, and he did have Hero Quest, and we would play Hero Quest. He'd get me to play it, and I thought that was cool. I liked it, but I had no idea that it was part of a big thing, and I never owned it or never thought about, I best buy this. I really like this. It wasn't until he got Epic Space Marine, or the second edition, the blue box. Yeah. He got that, and he had painted it all up, all the Space Marines, all the Orcs. And when we went round, he was like, "Right, okay, we're going to play this game." I was like, "Okay, what?" We got it out on the. We got it out. He got it out on the floor. We played like floor hammer.
Nice.
It's a game of Epic. So yeah, books for hills, and obviously the little buildings he got with the actual set itself. And he got me to play Space Marine Epic, and I fell in love with it. And I just, from that moment, I just knew this is what I wanted. I wanted this, and I badged my mum to get this. So after I played it, I had to get it. So that Christmas, I got the Space Marine box set. So I was about, like I say, about 9 or 10. I had no idea how to paint these things. I've never seen a white dwarf or anything. It was purely just through my cousin.
Yeah.
So I got it, tried to paint it badly. I never played it with anyone. It was one of those weird things, like, I didn't know anyone that played it. Then I started getting sort of hand-me-down white dwarfs from my cousin, just because he'd sort of almost left the hobby, really. And then I found, obviously, 40k. So, it's a bigger version of the little ones. And I started then wanting that. So I got the second edition box set for a while. Probably the next Christmas on, I probably got the second edition box set. And I just absolutely loved it. I just remember just loving it so much. Look, I used to flick through the old white dwarfs. I got hand-me-downs, just looking at all the pages, all the miniatures. I never really got to play it much as a youngster because like I say, I didn't really know anyone who played it apart from my cousin, who fell out of the hobby anyway. So I just ended up poring over it, painting them, just sort of making little dioramas and stuff with them. So it was really, really, really sort of like a sort of an insular sort of hobby I had at the time. And then it wasn't until I suppose, as always, you fall out of it for a little while. When you go to school, it becomes a little bit uncool to do that sort of thing. And I wanted to meet girls, and so you kind of fall out. And then I didn't come back to the hobby until I was probably sort of mid-20s. And that's when I sort of started watching YouTube. Funny enough, it was YouTube that got me back into the hobby. I started watching back in the time. Back then was when sort of mini wargaming just started.
Right. Yeah.
It was at the very start of them guys. There was a couple of painting channels which aren't really around anymore. There was a guy called Les Bursley, I think he was called, an American guy, and he was fantastic. He used to paint everything with airbrush.
Oh, right.
And it just enthralled me. It's like, oh wow, I had no idea how to paint these things from back then, and then now I'm seeing people to do that, and I was like, wow, and it really sparked me interest, and I started going, I want to get back into this. I remember loving this so much as a kid. I want I want to be part of it again. So what did I do? I bought some Space Marines from the local Games Workshop. And I went to, and when I was there, they was telling me, oh, there's a local club that you can go to. So I went to the local club, made some friends, started playing. So I started playing 40k properly for probably the first time ever, which was around mid-20s. Back then it was around about, I think it was like 6th or 7th edition I was playing at the time. But I remember, and that was all lovely. It was brilliant. And then we fell into a War Machine for a little while. So we played a lot of War Machine. But I remember after a while, that wasn't really grabbing my attention that much. I was always harking back to the old stuff, sort of stuff I remember as a kid. So the second edition and the miniatures. The miniatures had changed. They weren't what I remembered, and so I fell back to them, and I haven't really looked back since. I'm just loving collecting, painting the old miniatures. Just the old style. You can't beat it, can you? It's just something about it. It's magical. I think it's because I was a kid, and I never really got to play it. It kind of made that even more magical in a way, because I never really experienced it. Do you know what I mean? It's a very weird, it's a really weird thing for me. So I've really sort of fell back into being a kid again, really, and just trying to relive my youth and trying to play a few more old games again and paint some old miniatures and just enjoy it. So that's kind of how I sort of got into it and where I've got to now, really. So it's nothing too exciting, really, to be honest with you. But now I sort of just hopefully portray through the YouTube channel my love for the game and the hobby, and sort of hopefully sort of inspire other people to enjoy some of the old miniatures that people don't really see anymore. I think that's kind of what I hope to do with the channel. So so that's where we are, really.
Cool.
I never really. I know a lot of people who have been Games Workshop employees and stuff like that. I never went down that route. Sort of missed me that part of life. I would like to have done. I think it would have been cool. Obviously your world is completely different, really, working through and then going into the studio and stuff like that. And that must have been fantastic.
It's brilliant. Yeah, mate. It's an exciting time, especially for like someone who's like 20. I was about 20. So very exciting. Very, very naive. I didn't know anything about the world. I just knew about, I had no real experience of working for another person apart from my father. I had no other job.
Yeah.
I'd never worked for anybody else. So it was like my real first job,
Yeah.
So expectations were different from people, and then of course you're so wrapped up with everything. You're so excited about everything. That it's funny. But then I think for me, it was like, really, really hyped, really excited, really pumped. And then as you start working there for longer, your peak of enthusiasm starts slowly declining.
I can imagine.
Everything becomes normalized. Everything becomes just, you enjoy it, but it's not the same kind of thing. And then after all of us got to that sort of level, they all moved us on.
They
got rid of us because they want the new young kids that really hyped up and wiring and carrying on like that. We just didn't want to do that anymore. We got too cool for it. You know what I mean?
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So that's a bit of a regret of mine is not carrying on the hobby as a youngster and actually sort of finding people who were like-minded as me. I think as a kid I was quite shy. Didn't really want to push it. It's just something I did. I didn't realize there's a whole community out there, which is obviously what I've learned now. There's absolutely hundreds of thousands of people out there who do the same thing as me, and it's nice to get out there and be with them and engage with them through this media and others, and get into tournaments or to shows and stuff like that. But I missed all that as a youngster.
So let's be honest, John. There's a lot of weirdos out there, mate. You got to avoid the weirdos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. You're right. There is quite a few. But mostly, on the most part, everyone's very nice.
That's why I avoided clubs, mate. Every time I went to a club, you just got these weird bastards who come up to you like they're just so into it. Like I had one guy. When I came back to Australia, I didn't go to clubs until I came back to Australia. When I came back after the UK, went to this club in Brisbane, and this dude came up to me, and I think I was playing High Elves or something like that, and he just felt upon himself just to tell me the entire backstory, the whole lore. He had memorized everything, like he just knew everything about everything. It's like, yeah, mate, I just want to fucking play a game, mate. I don't care about the lore and shit about, like it's great that you know all this stuff and you're obviously a very smart guy. Just stop geeking me out with all this stuff. I don't care. I just want to paint these things and play them. You know what I mean?
I know. It's mad, isn't it? So before getting back into sort of the old Hammer stuff, I was doing a lot of historicals.
Yeah,
and we'd gone up to Warlord Games, and they're based in Nottingham, so they've got a very small little store. But you can go. I don't know if you can do it anymore, but you used to be able to go to Warlord Games and book a table there and play a game. And we did actually. If you went far enough back on my channel, you'd actually see the battle report that we did. So we went there, used one of their tables, and did a battle report for Bolt Action.
Right.
And it was a really great day. We had a fantastic day. But anyway, whilst we was there, I've got an Italian army but for Bolt Action, and I painted them like a sort of grey blue colour.
I know exactly what you're going to say. The next year's coming out. The next year.
Yeah, and
that's not the right kind of grey.
Yeah. Yep, it's exactly what our combo lit. It was amazing.
That's what tape measures are for. Because pick up when you throw it at them.
I couldn't believe it's so funny. We're merrily playing away, and this random guy come over and said, "No, that's not the right colour. You're doing your paint." I'm like, "What? Go away! You're playing. We're filming this game."
On the forehead, and you think, okay, someone's already told him off before. You know what I mean? Yeah,
big time. So you definitely get them people, and especially in historicals, that's even rough. If you think wargaming is sort of what fantasy sci-fi is bad with things like lore and stuff like that. My God, when you're
level, mate.
when you're doing historical,
nerdism meter just goes up through the roof.
You best get that tunic right, because if you don't, you are in trouble. So that's a whole new level.
I'm glad you brought up. Really glad you brought up historical gaming, because I know that Dan's here. Hey Dan, how you going? And Nick's here as well.
Hey Dan. Good to see Dan, actually.
Yeah, great guy, Dan. And like these guys, I know these guys are actively part of the Bolt Action group. They do, other historical stuff as well, which is great, because I think historicals sort of come a long way. Maybe due to Warlord Games, maybe during Footsore and a lot of other companies too. But they're sort of making a very modernized, open, friendly, less kind of. I always thought I never got into historicals because of the people who were playing it. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. They're not everyone's like that.
Yeah, I know, totally.
You get that one person, but that one person can ruin it for you sometimes.
Well, I was going to say, when I first got into gaming, we went to the local club, and there was a guy. He was a Dutch guy, right? I'm Dutch. I can talk about him because I'm Dutch.
Okay.
But I think his name was Rudy, and he had everything. Like he was the man. Like if you wanted historical gaming, this guy had every single collection, every scale, everything painted beautifully. All the terrain, everything. And he would make these huge layouts every weekend. Beautiful looking stuff. Like everything was just gorgeous. And then I would come up, and he had these really cool little tape measures. I'd never seen them before, and like really tiny. And I was just curious, but you get the sort of like, bugger off, go away, don't pick anything up, just go away. We're playing a game, kind of thing, And it sort of really put me off doing anything historical. We always thought they're all sort of all weirdos, and we're into 40K, the cool stuff. We don't want to do this garbage historical stuff. There's all these old guys playing it, and they're no fun, and
Yeah.
So it's not until like recently that I really started looking at it, sort of turned my head a bit, and I started looking at a lot of
you got to look at sometimes you got to look at it in a different way, historicals, and I for one I do. Don't get me wrong. I mean that story's funny in that, but I do actually really enjoy playing historicals. Bolt Action for one is a very good game. It's a far cry better than playing any sort of 40k game post for second edition. It's just a really in-depth, really well done game, but quick as well. So I really enjoy it. And there's a number of historical games I enjoy doing. The problem with historicals are for me, it's you are limited to how you can paint things. I enjoy just going mad, or the bright colors and stuff like that, which you definitely get with the sort of fantasy side of things and sci-fi side of things. You're a little bit more limited, and plus it's not where I come from as a war gamer. So my focus, especially now on the sort of old hammer stuff, is it's just what I love doing from a kid. It's just my love for it. But that won't necessarily stop me jumping into another historical army at some point. I can definitely see myself doing it. It's just what game and what type. Now those footsore miniatures are beautiful. The ones you've done recently, and that turned my head. That started making me think,
good.
Do I want to do like a Lion Rampant?
That's a good idea.
Little contingent or something, because those miniatures are brilliant, are really, 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 really nice. And you did a fantastic job on them as well. So it just made me like,
that's good. Because I actually got their attention now, because I was really hoping, fingers crossed, that I would pick up some painting work from them, like commission work. And
nice.
I've got something in the mail, which is top secret. I can't tell anybody about it.
No, please don't. Please don't let it be a surprise.
Andy Hobday put those in my little package for me, and he said, take those, paint those up. And so when the time is to reveal them, I'll reveal them, and then see how it goes. And I really hope that I can, because I really like futsal. I like Andy. I like Paul a lot, and I like those guys. You know what I mean? It's a small cottage industry kind of, very small company, but they produce really good stuff, really high quality rule sets, miniatures, everything.
Is it all metal miniatures they do?
They're all metal.
They're all sort of hand sculpted.
They're old school, man. That's what I love about it. They're old school. You know what I mean? Even like the lances on the cavalry guys, you've got to drill the hole into their hands to stick the spear into them, the lance into them, which I think is a great idea.
I mean, this really opens up a massive conversation on it. We could talk about this all day anyway. And that's the difference between hand sculpting and the digital sculpting they do now.
Oh, yeah, that's
right. It's I can't express how much I dislike the digital sculpting. I can't deal with it. It's just not in my DNA to enjoy that look. It's too sharp. It's too much stuff going on. But when you get a nice hand, and you lose character as well in these digital sculpts, there's something missing, and it's like that life, that I don't know, there's something tangible you can't put your finger on, but it's missing. But when you look at a beautifully hand sculpted miniature, my God, there's something about it. It's just you can feel the character oozing out of it, and that for me is what makes a good miniature, is the character that can portray from. It says paint me, doesn't it? It says right. Get paint on me, make me look beautiful because I deserve it. You get that feeling. I'm just looking at some of the stuff that Jet Games Workshop do nowadays, and other miniature companies, not just put it on Games Workshop as a little unfair, but you just think, there's just something there's just something missing. It's just not cool anymore. I don't know. It's hard to put your foot on it. Foot on it, finger on it. That's it. That's the word.
But I know what you mean, because like digital sculpting, I look at the miniature and I think, who sculpted that? You know what I mean? Like, there's an identifiable characteristic to the style.
Yeah, and definitely.
With Perrys, if you pick up a Perry, you can identify straight away that's a Perry. It's got those identifying marks, the faces, the hands, or the posing, or everything about it. And a Jez Goodwin, you just know, oh, that's a Jez Goodwin Elder, not a Chris Fitzpatrick. Exactly, that's like the classic Road Trader Guardian with the Shuriken catapult.
The best ones made.
Yeah,
easily the best ones made. I mean, I love these guys.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So yeah, but it's talking about the Perrys. Obviously, with like the whole release of the Old World come out now.
Yeah,
everyone's gone sort of Bretonian mad. Even I, I'm painting a Bretonian army at the moment, but it's all 5th edition stuff. Okay, if you look at the sort of the 6th edition stuff that's post 6th edition, it's just boxy. It's weird. It's got no character to it. I can't explain it. But the Perry's done these guys, and they're amazing. They're just full of character. I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a guy here. Just I don't know that you can't. I don't. It's
hard.
You can't really.
Errant Knights.
This guy is a he's not Grail Knight. He's a Knight of the Realm.
Knight of the Realm. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But if you go and have a look on the Games Workshop site and look at the Knights of the Realm, you'll see what I mean. There's something sort of very rigid about them. Boxy. I don't know. I know they're old miniatures and they probably were hand sculpted back then as well, to be fair. But the Perrys, like, I'll just sort of run into what you say. The Perrys just had a way of producing some absolutely quality stuff. And they still do, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all about hand sculpting stuff to me, and I know it is for yourself as well. And you know, a lot of the stuff you do, like say those footsore miniatures, I'm guessing you're really into them because of the way they're made and the way they make you feel.
Yeah, exactly. I like it because obviously the style of them is great. The fact that they're designed by hand, the fact that they're sort of old school, true 25 millimeter or true 20. Are they 24, 28, I suppose. I don't know. But they're sort of smaller in scale, and I like that feel when they're on tabs and you put them on bases, and it's just something different for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's different for me. It's a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of an alternative thing to paint and do. Like I'm doing weathering and stuff like that, which I don't ever do with the stuff I'm doing now. So it's a nice little departure, nice little break from what I usually do. And
you can try different techniques as well. You're not too worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, I mean, I just see Dan's agrees. He knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's a good point actually, Josh. So you're using these miniatures as a way to experiment and create new techniques of painting, because when you're working on your old hammer stuff, there is a certain style you want to adhere to, isn't there? Because when you look at your stuff, it is supremely beautiful, but it's very.
I'll write that in the quote, actually.
Yeah, please do.
Really beautiful.
But it is very old hammer, isn't it? It's very early 90s style. But by trying these other miniatures, you're giving yourself that opportunity to try different paints and stuff. I was listening to your podcast with is it the Ordinary Gamer, or what's his name? Where you're talking about the contrast paints. Who is it? What's his name?
Mick from Hammer the Backlog.
Is it? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, it is.
Mick.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish guy.
Yeah, Mick.
Yeah.
He's Mick.
Yeah.
I can't do an Irish accent, sorry.
That's not it. You sound like Crocodile Dundee then.
It's my old mate Mick. I can't do it. It's terrible. I don't know what I sound like. I sound like an absolute wanker, obviously. But yeah, I can't do it. I can't do an Irish accent to save my life. My father can do every accent you can ever think. If you just do a Spanish, he can just do anything. He can do German, Spanish, French, Italian, everything. My father can just do it like that. Like I don't have his talent for doing accents.
No, me neither, mate. You're in good company because I am.
Yeah.
As well. No, I could do a British accent. That's as far as I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you was talking about changing your paint and stuff, and I'm guessing you'll be using them on them sort of miniatures. You probably won't be putting them on your goblins anytime soon, but
the contrast paints. I just got that contrast medium. That's that one you
Of
can
course
just
you have, yes.
add
And
to
you
the
add it
paint.
too. Yeah.
And I found that, I was talking to Mick because it does, for certain applications, it works really well. For historicals, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole because the contrast paints, what it's really doing, it's glossing up the paint. It's making it more like a gel. I use it for inks and stuff like that because the inks, if you add it to ink, it gives that gel consistency where it just sort of just flows better.
Yeah.
So only for very, very particular areas of the model, I would use it for certain paints, for very, almost like translucent kind of paints, like yellows and oranges and pinks and purples and that kind of thing. It works really nicely on a white primed miniature.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it for like dark, rich colors. Like, if I was using black or dark blue, I probably wouldn't use it so much. You know what I mean? So for very specific applications, it works really, really well. I tried it with these wood elves that I'm working on now for like the yellows, because their bodysuit's yellow, so that works really nicely as like a first base.
Yep.
And then you sort of build the heights. I think Mick uses it the same way, but I don't actually have any contrast paints. I don't have any, like not from Citadel, Vallejo, Army Paint, whatever. I've never used one, but I found the contrast medium just a nice option that you can just add that to your paints, and then for certain things. It works really well. For the gene stealers, it worked perfectly. Doing their sort of like that purple skin, it just perfect.
Yeah, I bet you flew through them then, didn't you? Oh, okay, bush.
I had to. I was on a bloody tight schedule, mate. I did like 16 in 2 days.
Bloody hell!
I was flying through them. Yeah,
Jesus.
But it worked really well for that because I was just about to do them, and I found that contrast paint, that contrast medium.
Yeah,
I thought, beauty. I'm going to try that just for that particular purpose, and it worked. It worked a treat. So, but I can see for other things, because that's why contrast doesn't really appeal to me initially, because of the results people are getting. It's really blotchy. It's sort of, I'd rather just go by my usual standard, like usual style of going, dark to light.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like going from from light to then dragging it down to dark and then trying to fix it up, all the patches and all the,
I'm the same. I've not delved into them myself. I paint traditionally, I guess, as you would, just normal paints. I don't use contrast at all. Maybe a little bit like yourself. I'm a little bit scared of trying it. Really, I don't really see the benefit for myself. But I do see. If you're someone who's not a painter and someone who doesn't enjoy painting as much, but still want to get armies on the table, that I get it. They're a good way of doing it nice, quickly, and still get some sort of reasonable results. But if you're going to go for like a golden demon or something, you're not going to be using contrast. You're not slapping contrast onto your miniatures and then going, oh, that's done. You might use it to line something, but that's as far as you'd use it for, isn't it? I mean, in my opinion, I can't. But then they've always marketed it to that sort of thing, haven't they? To sort of army painting. So
I think so. Yeah, if you want, like my friends use it, like Chris uses it for his historical stuff, and it works. He loves it. It works great for him because painting is probably not something that he has a lot of time for, and for doing something like rank and file stuff, and it's all like Lance Connect sort of stuff. So it's all bright colors anyway. It's all of that sort of medieval period. So for him, it's perfect. Does great stuff. So we've got comments here from Griffins. My 6-year-old just asked me, "Why is that man's model all grey, Johnny?"
Because I'm lazy and I haven't painted it yet. That's why. I've got a lot of grey on the table at the moment. I've got a lot to do.
Yeah.
I'm on the Bowman at the moment.
Talking about Lance Connect, we've got Lance Connect 1525. Hello from Arizona. My wife and I are painting miniatures for 5 parsecs from home.
Oh yeah,
5 parsecs from home. So it must be the rule set that they're painting for.
Nice.
That's wonderful. Great to see you guys both painting. That's excellent.
Yeah, that's a dream of mine, getting my wife to do some painting with me. She would never do it. Never. So good on you.
That's why I never got married to it so early, mate, because I was like waiting for that painter wife. You know what I mean? The ideal, the dream girl who likes painting miniatures and that kind of stuff. But
doesn't exist. And, well, apparently it does.
Yeah. No, my wife she avoids this room like nothing else. She'll stand at the doorway. She will hardly ever walk in here because the geekdom meter just goes up through the roof, and she might get affected somehow, and then she just doesn't want to come in here. She's quite scared of it, so I can totally understand that.
My missus just thinks I'm trying to get away from looking after
the kids. That's exactly why I'm here.
She just uses it as
a drink and paint. That's what it is.
She thinks I use it as an excuse.
Yeah. That's how marriages last, mate. That we're not together all the time. Otherwise, if we're together all the time, we'll fight about something. We'll find something to bloody argue about. So it's the best way. Hey, it's like Rich and
hello,
Jay
mate.
Bringing battle.
How you doing? Good to see you.
So I think they're our next guests. In fact.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be fun. So that's Richard and Jason and Danny.
Yes,
part of the Bring Battle Nostalgia, this Nostalgia Hammer group. So they're really nice guys. So if you like second edition, you watching their battle reports, mate? Yeah,
I've been seeing their battle reports. Yeah, they're really good. I really enjoy them. They sit and do a lot of sit-in chats as well, don't they? Which I listen to every now and then. Really enjoy them. Yeah, good lads.
So how about you bring down the Fred Reed Griffin, what's it called? Griffin?
Oh, the Howling Griffins.
Howling Griffins, that's it.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring it down to their second edition day this year?
Oh, I should do. They're down in Preston?
Richard, where are you? I think you're in the south of England, aren't you, mate?
You're down south.
I think they're in the south of England. But again, geographically speaking, I know the Northerners speak like the Starks, right? The Game of Thrones, and the Southerners have like a sort of a country accent kind of thing, like the Hobbits of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And you got the Orcs in London, it's all like that. Hey, you geezer, there you go, and I'll nick anything, mate. I love all those accents from the UK. I think they're fantastic. Yeah, brilliant.
I should. If they'd have me, I would. I'd love to bring them down.
Oh, mate, they'd love to have you down there. Yeah. So, Rich, get off that, mate. Jonny Watson Gaming, he's going to be down there.
Yeah, definitely. When do they do it? Just
trying to find my Lictor. So the Lictor's gone into camouflage mode and can't find it. But yeah, we'll get Richard to contact you, mate, about that and find out exactly when it's on and where it's on. And so yeah, anybody in the UK who likes second edition 40K should definitely take advantage of going down there for a games day, and it'd be really fun to do that. So. Yeah,
definitely. And that, like you say, it gives me a reason to get those
here we go.
Griffins going
in Plymouth.
Plymouth, that's it. October. Okay, so that's very doable. There's plenty of time to get that organised.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mate, how far away is Plymouth from you? Is it like an hour's journey?
No, it's a little bit more than that. It's probably 2 hours, maybe 2 and a bit. On a good run. Yeah, so it's a little way, but I'd stay over. I'll go down.
That's right. Rich and Jason making heaps of money out of YouTube, mate. They'll pay for your fuel and accommodation, everything, food and everything. I'm sure you'll be fine with that. Sponsor it.
They're basically mini wargaming now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. the big lads of Plymouth, eh? Or 40K.
I haven't had a game with the Howling Griffins yet, so I need to do that. I definitely need to do that. What is that, Johnny? It would be awesome to see.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to see those on the table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and kick Richard's ass with them. That's what you'll need to do.
They'd probably all die, and I'm just I've spent all this time and they didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's all cocaine and limousines now for the Bring Battle guys. They're rolling it in. The super G's of the wargaming community now online. But I think for anybody who's in the UK likes second edition 40K, definitely consider that, or even just going there and just playing a game with them, like just having a game, because like you always see Richard and Jason playing each other, and then this weekend, and I think it's just released now, another guy, I forget his name, sorry, but he came with his Eldar army. This is his second time to come to play with them, so I'm hoping they have more guests coming in to play.
That would be good for me, because I need someone who is completely in favour of the rules, because I'm a gamer who I like to play, but I'm terrible at reading the rules and know what's going on. I'm one of them. I'm a bad rulesman. So I need someone who can just go, right, yes, you can do that. Yes, this can do this. So yeah, it's probably a good match for me to get down there.
So with Simon, thank you very much, Richard. Yeah, so Simon came down with his Eldar. He kicked Richard's ass last time. I saw that game. It was just he completely tabled him. And I was going to see. I have to wait today when I do my painting. Today I'll watch what he does with Jason, and I wish Jason luck. What's he playing? I think he's playing Space Wolves or something. I think it might be Space Wolves against Eldar, possibly. But yeah, go and check it out from Bring Battle Wargaming. Check out their battle reports because they do really good stuff. And it'll be interesting to see because I always thought too, because as I make videos as well, it's nice to see a third person taking the camera. You know what I mean? And then filming the two people playing. I think that's a much better dynamic when you're filming stuff. Because if you're doing it all the time, it's always centered on your viewpoint. If you have a third person, you can get different angles and So and then Richard can help you with the rules and stuff like that, mate. When you go down there. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'll need it. I mean, there's nowadays there's all different ways of doing these battle reports, isn't there? Everyone's got their own sort of take on how to do a battle report. Some are good, some bad, but they're always generally fun to watch, aren't they? Here and there. So like the one we just filmed on last Friday. We're taking a completely different way of doing it now. So I wanted to film it like more of a narrative style because before we did the same thing, as everyone does. It's kind of like turn by turn, roll by roll, that kind of thing. We sort of talk through everything. Now I'm doing like an Ed style, like Ed from Minisodes. Yeah. So he's sort of come along the scene and stormed it, hasn't he? He's been around for I think he's around for a little while, but then he stopped doing it for a bit, didn't he? And then he's come back from last 6 months. He's just zoomed up to like 10,000 or 11,000 subs, but well deserved. I mean, his videos are supremely put together, and very, very flash, very sleek, very nice videos indeed. So if you're looking at maybe sort of that sort of route now.
Like that.
It's a good idea.
A lot of other guys are doing the same, and I think he's really been a massive inspiration for battle reports, how to do it in a different way. And making them entertaining, making much shorter, because the problem with battle reports I find today is that they're so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The thing is,
not that it's not entertaining, and some people like it. I enjoy doing it, but the German guys, Dice Hammer guys, they did one for like 2.5 hours.
You'll always get the certain people who will want to watch that they will. They'll do if you did a shorter battle report that didn't show roll by roll, you'll get a couple of people will say, oh, why are you doing all that? I like it when you do the whole thing. But
exactly.
I think for general viewership, shorten it down, put some narrative to it. It's a winning combination. I mean, you only have to look at Ed's videos to see that. I totally agree. I think that'd be a good shout doing it. And also, it's one of those things, isn't it? There's a lot of people out there doing battle reports. I mean, they're bringing battle reports, wargaming. Those guys, they do it really well. There's lots of people who do a full battle report really well. So sometimes you got to go, okay, can I compete with that? Let's do something a little bit different. Let's add a little put a little curveball in, and that's what Ed's done. He's curved a little curveball, and everyone's gone, oh wow, look at this. I wanted the sort of the thrill of it, the fun of the action, and that's what he's created with his videos. He's like I say, he's shot up with well deserved, really. So so I totally agree. I think if you're going to go down that route, it's going to be really interesting. I can't wait for that to come out now. I'll be waiting for that.
Me too. It's going to take a lot more work, but you'll get there soon. Hopefully next weekend or something. I'd say.
A lot more editing, I imagine.
Yeah, but I've actually the thing was when I had 100 scenes, I shot 100. If anybody who's thinking about getting into filming battle reports and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm going to give you an insight how much work it takes, right? So I shot. Now you think, because I was shooting like small segments, like, you know, Paul moving a miniature, you know, we're rolling the dice or whatever.
Yeah.
So like only a minute long, but it turned out to be 100 scenes,
Yeah.
right? All up. Stuck those into my video editor, and I sort of just, and I think it was well over an hour. So then I have to, you know, edit that all down into small little segments. So at the end, it was like 22 minutes long. Yeah. And then I've got it, and it's sort of slow down a little bit as well. So you got that nice slow-mo action sort of thing. And
yeah.
And I could do all the voiceovers, stuff like that. Then I got to do all the other pre-filming of the armies and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it does take a long time, but I think the presentation is really what matters. I think that's what Ed brought to the channel, his channel, is that it's not so much about the rules. It's not so much about the gaming kind of thing as much. It's more about the visuals, the miniatures, and I think that's what people really come to see. Because if you post up a post about just figures and miniatures you're painting as a nostalgia thing, you get a lot of responses. But if you post something about gaming, it's not so prevalent, you know, not so interesting for people. I think just the miniatures, that kind of thing really pulls people in.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it's the story.
It's a story.
You create the story, and you create that impact straight away. People go, "Oh, I want to watch this." And again, that's what he's done really well. He creates that sort of first initial impact, and you go, "Oh, okay. Well, I want to carry on and see how this turns out." And scene by scene, he creates this narrative that carries on through the battle report, but you still get a battle report, which is, very clever. It's good. And
he's also got a very cute, fluffy white cat. I don't have one.
Yeah. Damn you, cats.
That's why he's got so many. That's why he's got so many likes and subs, mate. Everyone's waiting for that cat at the end. I need to buy a hamster, something cheap and easy to maintain, I think, and let loose when I finish with him. But pet hamster or something, or a rat, something like that.
Oh dear, I haven't done a battle report for ages myself.
Because I enjoyed your epic stuff with your mate.
Yeah. And in a way, I kind of did a similar sort of thing. I used to do sort of turn by turn, rather than every roll. So so that shortened it down to a degree, but probably not as much as it probably should do. But I definitely want to get back into doing some battle reports. It's just it's with the newborn. It's time and finding it's finding the time to do it. That's my biggest fight really with any of the YouTube and hobby itself. It's just trying to find the time to get it in.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
But when I do, obviously I love it, and it's good. It's good fun, isn't it? And what I like about the YouTube channel is it's kind of like an extension to your hobby.
Yes,
because it's all well and good painting these miniatures and stuff, but if no one sees them, what's the point? And if I'm not out playing games with everyone who you might see it then, which I'm not. So how do you get it out there? And this is a great medium to do it, isn't it? So I think that's why I started doing the YouTube side of things, just to sort of, I guess, in a way, show them off, for want for a better word, which I think is what most of us are on here to do in some respects, to sort of show our work, in a sort of a weird sort of vain way, I guess. But it's good. It's good. But those Howling Griffins took me a long while. Do you know what though? I was actually surprised. I was very surprised that Fred Reed got in contact with me. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And actually having a chance to sit and chat with him as well was fantastic. He was an interesting character. Absolutely. I mean, you could tell he's absolutely in love with the 40k universe. Even to this day, even though he's not part of like the wargaming community anymore, but now he does more cosplay and stuff like that. But it's all 40k. It's all 40k.
Yeah.
And his knowledge of the lore is, he probably doesn't come across on that interview, but talking to him in between and after and before is insane. Like, the guy's mad.
Yeah.
He's mad. Lovely bloke though, real nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, real interesting. I couldn't. The story about his Howling Griffins was that's so sad. I can't believe.
Yeah, no, don't give it away. Let people. I want people to watch your channel to see the interview because now people who don't know who Fred Reed is, Johnny, who's Fred Reed?
Okay, so Fred Reed is, I kind of put him as a bit of a cult hero of the 90s, a little bit of for wargaming or Games Workshop wargaming, because he's not your sort of main forerunner character. So he's not your Jess Goodwin. He's not you know, all your main sort of studio artists like Mike McVeigh and stuff. But he actually worked in the retail section. And he worked at the Bristol store, and I think he then became an area manager. But the guy was a prolific army painter, but also a very good painter at the same time. And quite often on quite a lot of the White Dwarfs, they actually featured a lot of his miniatures. And one of them, which is probably the most famous army he did, was the Howling Griffins, which was in, if you look at White Dwarfs 179 and 180, they feature there. They actually feature him doing a battle report using his Howling Griffins, and he done many other miniatures armies as well. But they were the ones that I sort of remember. So that's who he was, and I think he sort of had he was a very interesting person of the time. I think he was quite a harsh leader. I think he was very staunchly. He's very. What's the word? He pushed the Games Workshop line.
Right.
We do it like this. We do it like this. I remember I've got a friend of mine who used to work for him or worked under him. He said he was quite a stern leader. He actually. Yeah. Well, he used to be in the army. He says.
I was going to say he's been in the army, so his whole kind of work philosophy revolved around strict order.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of routine or regime. So he's just taking his army culture into the work culture. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Definitely. But I think he was a bit of a cult sort of classic from back in the day. Not many people knew him, but they also did know him without knowing him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And he does feature in one of the old famous battle reports back in the day. So I obviously, if you've been watching my channel, if anyone knows my channel, that would see that I did recreate his Howling Griffin army from White Dwarf 180, and then he see that, and he commented on the video, and we ended up having a conversation about it. Basically, is kind of what happened. But it's a really interesting conversation because he goes in depth on his life in Games Workshop, and he talks about some of his experiences there, and mainly about his army painting, some of the armies he did, and why he did them, and what happened to them. So again, I won't say any more on that because you might want to go and watch that. But it's quite heart wrenching. If you're someone who's ever painted a large army. So that's all I'll say.
Bring a tear to one's eye, won't it? But there should be a link in this video description for your channel, Johnny. But just type in Jonny Watson Gaming in the YouTube thing, the search engine. You'll find it, no problem.
Yeah, that'll find me.
I think it's the last one you did. I think that's the last video you did.
I think it's last proper video I've done. I did a little.
You did a Bretonian one, as Old World one, or something like that, didn't you? As well.
We did me and my good friend Scruffy Crow. I don't know if you know him as a.
That's right. Yes, you did the Old World thing.
Yeah, we did a little chat about little chat about the old world. Do you know Scruffy Crow at all?
I don't know him.
No. Okay, he's got a real nice style about him. So definitely check him out because he does mainly sort of obscure games, but he's
Yeah.
also he's redoing a new old sort of fourth to sort of sixth edition Beastman army at the moment for the old world, which is quite interesting. And he's just one of those people who's just an extremely good gamer, a hobbyist. You can learn a lot from the guy. He's a really interesting bloke. So head over and have a little chat, have a little look at Scruffy Crow's stuff. He's an interesting character, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my last video. I was having a little chat with him about the old world. But the thing one before that was the interview with Fred Reed. So yeah, please go over and have a little look at that. That'll be fun.
Please check it out. Yeah, that's great.
Incidentally, that brings me on to this. Then I'm probably going to know your response on this, but I thought I'd ask. How are you how are you taking in the news of the old world? What's your?
I'm not.
No, I thought that was the answer.
No, honestly, at first I was like, I'm not bothered. I'm not interested. Then I became sort of slightly interested. Then I became more excited for other people because a lot of other people, because you get sort of wrapped up in the excitement, you know, like in our gaming group, everyone was talking about it like, you know, GJ at what's it called again? His channel. Oh, that's terrible. Forgot about it. Anyhow, yeah, Hertian, GJ, he does his own channel. I forgot the name of the channel. Sorry, mate. But yeah, he's been covering it as well. And I know a lot of other YouTubers are covering it because
it's gone mad. Yeah.
And I totally get that. So at near the end of the releases, I was like, oh, maybe this would be quite a good game, you know. And then I started finding out more things about it, which sort of put me off it. And then at the end, I was like over it. I was like,
you won't like the magic phase.
Well,
there isn't a phase.
That's it.
Really.
Force of Fantasy. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I think it's Cameron. I think Cameron's Kraken's week. If that's you, Cameron, then thank you, mate. Yeah. So Forces of Fantasy is what GJ's channel and podcast is.
Right.
I'm actually a patron of his too, actually.
Oh, good.
So I should know that. So that he releases these kind of like little, you know, videos going over the releases that GW officially made and talking about the rules and that kind of thing. So yeah, I knew magic wasn't going to be in it, but then I was going to play dwarves anyway, so they don't have any magic. They do have magic. They can cast stuff. And I saw the Warhammer Plus video, the battle report, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. You know, there are some things about it which are quite cool. Like reserve moves is a really good idea. The flexibility of units, they can change formation easily, depending on, you know, that kind of thing. But there are other things which really I don't like. What the whole line hammer. You know about line hammer?
Oh, old Dr.
Dr.
Have you seen his video?
It's really fun.
That video is amazing.
But it's true. Like he's taking a satirical piss take of the whole thing, but it's actually a real thing in the game. Like you can actually have a whole line of guys, and they can all attack.
Yeah,
a regimental block of units, like, you know, so those 4 guys in the front rank can attack, but then you get 15 attacks back, and they end up winning the combat and all this kind of stuff. So that kind of thing really,
as the rules are written, yeah, that is, seems to be the case. I mean, people are sort of fighting against that, say no, but you're more likely this to happen, that to happen, whatever. But but you're right. It's the way the rules are written. It's going to change the way the meta is run.
People
and the way
exploit things like that.
Yeah, of course they are.
Just silly. But anyhow, look, it's not my game. It's not my edition. No. It's like I've got my editions, and I do play a modern version of Warhammer, which is called Warhammer Renaissance. Renaissance.
I've seen you do a few videos and stuff on that, and I've actually
played it all the time.
Yeah, a lot of your podcasts have been about that as well and stuff like that, and I've always listened to them sort of things. That always really interests me that the guy, because you did a podcast with a guy who actually made it, didn't you?
Yeah, poor old Boulder, because
Boulder, he's really.
Because I said, are you from Sweden? No, I'm from Denmark. Okay. So this is like in our conversation before, like on our chat. So when I got to record with him, I said, okay, so Balder, you're from, I think, Finland. no, I'm from Denmark. He said he got really pissed off. I said, oh, sorry, because on that day I was talking to guys from Sweden, and a mate of mine who used to work at Games Workshop, Dean. He lives now in Finland, so I had like Sweden and Finland in my head. So when I said, "Oh, so how's life in Finland?" No, I'm from Denmark. Got really pissed off with me because obviously there's like a there's like a rivalry or a few like there's historical kind of historical luggage there between all the Scandinavian countries. So.
He's still talking to you now, yeah?
Yeah. I think he got it because I think I did it again. I think I made a mistake again.
Oh no.
Typing one of the chats saying he's from Sweden or something. So I think it's kind of a joke now. But I've got so many. I know so many people from Sweden, like all the guys from the old world lives.
There's loads of them, isn't there? Yeah,
they're all from Sweden. And
a lot of them are often on your paint. A lot of them are often on the paint chat on your Discord. You go in there; they're quite often in there. Yeah. But yeah, the guy who's wrote the Renaissance rules, he's definitely a stickler for statistics, and he's unbelievable. That guy, isn't he? With his knowledge of the old game, and actually, it's not really the knowledge of the old game; it's the knowledge of all the additions and how he's just gone. Let's just cram it all into one thing and say this is how I think it should be played. Quite impressive, really.
It's free. You can go and check it on Facebook, and you can download everything. And it's basically the core of it's 4th edition fantasy. So all the magic cards, the magic phase are the same. But what he's done is basically he's taken he's tried to minimize the ambiguity about all the spells, especially like how they're written on the cards, and you've got like proper spell summaries and that kind of thing. So how you should actually play it and what order these things happen. Right. And he's tried to make it as sort of like a
user-friendly.
User-friendly, but try to clarify things as best he can for certain things. He's got other people like Nick, who's in Japan here, helping him write a lot of stuff for him because we're quite active. Funnily enough, in Japan, we're got quite an active group.
Yeah, you guys are playing all the time, which is absolutely great to see. I'm actually very jealous. Actually, I don't get your chance.
Yeah, I know it's amazing. Isn't it? Yeah.
I'd love to do that. Yeah. So, I mean, and I live in the UK. You know, gosh,
exactly.
I need to find some more people
to
play with. I have no excuse. I am, terrible. I have no excuse. You're right. But I think with the old world, I think as far as I'm aware, it's basically 6th edition really. So if you don't enjoy the 6th edition. If you don't enjoy them 2 editions, then it's not gonna be your game at all. I'm gonna play it. I try it, but I'm not. It's not gonna be my main game or anything. It's just, but what it's gonna do. See, what I'm doing, is I'm building up a Praetorian army, but they're all on the old size bases.
Good man.
So, and I'm not going to change them. That's what I'm going to do.
Your credibility has gone up 100% by that.
Yeah, good. Because really, the idea was that I was going to play. I want to play them for 5th or maybe 4th.
Of course.
5th. That's why I wanted it 4 in the first place. The fact this has come out and they've changed the space size, well, whatever. You just get the little movement trays now and stuff, and
which look hideous. Look absolutely hideous.
Yeah, they don't. I'm afraid they do. You can only. What I'm thinking of, because they're all going to be Goblin Green bases anyway, so just Goblin Green the movement trays and with a bit of sand on as much as possible, kind of make it blend in, but you can never really make it blend in properly. I don't like the fact that they're further apart. I know it helps ranking them up, but in my mind, if you was in a battle situation, you would be more close in, especially like units moving forwards, marching. I don't know. I don't like the idea of them being spread out quite so much. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, so the idea is that they're there to be played in whatever edition I can get them in. So yeah, so I'm not changing the base sizes at all. So.
Because like historical gaming does that too. Like you've got some sets that have like separate bases, some have like multiple basing.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, you want to be as flexible as you can. So when I see people changing their bases to larger scale bases, they're sort of shooting themselves in the foot because
I don't get that.
I don't get that. I don't get it at all. Sorry.
Yeah, the movement trays might look a little bit rubbishy, but just don't change your bases. Come on. I mean, the work and that is involved in that is mad as well. So yeah, not for me.
I feel sorry for people doing it because they might be let down in the end, and then they've got that horrible decision to make to go back. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's sad. I think it's much easier to go up rather than going back down is impossible.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this new edition of Warhammer, it's whether they're ever going to really sort of follow it up much, I don't know. So it might just fall in the same way as the others in some respects, because it's not going to be their main game. It's going to be one of their side games that they do. So
I think we knew that. I think we weren't under the illusion that it was going to be supported 100%. It's like the historical gaming of Horus Heresy. It's kind of falling in that sort of specialist game kind of thing category.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's like the baby on the side, and sometimes we'll feed it, sometimes we won't, and you're just going to be happy with that. And then they let the community run with it, and they sort of do things with it. I think in the end, as me and Nick discussed, I think it's far better having a living rule book. You know what I mean? Like that's what As much as I love 4th edition, I love 5th edition. But there's certain elements of those games where they just needed that little bit of a brush up, a little bit of a revision in areas. And I think the one Renaissance does that beautifully, where it's like every year you get a new edited edition of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't change very much, but certain things, wordings might be changed, or you get the community feedback saying, "Hey, I think you should do this or add this. This is wrong, or why didn't you? Can you please clarify on that?" And they can update it.
So does he have all the magic cards somewhere for you to print them out and stuff? Because I'm assuming if he's changed them slightly, or do you just use the old magic cards?
You just use the cards as they are.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I did upload a whole heap of those cards as scans years ago.
Okay.
Which you can still find on there. You can print them out. Which people do. Some guys in our group have done, and they work fine. Like in mini cards, like real small. They're really cute. So the Winds are magic cards, and the magic cards are really small, which are really, really nice to look at. So you can do it. So you can still play that. No problem. You can just print out all the assets for it, whatever.
Yeah. I'm very interested in the Renaissance game. It's just finding someone to play it with me.
Give it a shot.
Finding someone to play it with me. I think James from Scruffy Crow would probably do it. Yeah. Definitely. Actually, that might be quite a good sort of video to do, is to sort of contrast the two between the new and what Matey Boy's done. That'd be
okay.
That'd be quite a fun little thing to do, maybe. Although I think my next project though is going to be a potentially an elder army, following on from the Howling Griffins.
Yes, you were saying that the new challenge.
So someone, I don't know, I can't remember who it was that made a comment on one of my videos or messaged me or something, because in the interview with Fred Reed, he sort of makes mention that the Howling Griffins were one of the first non-studio army to be presented in a White Dwarf battle report.
Yes,
but someone actually came back to me and said actually he's actually wrong, because there was an army before that was presented that wasn't a studio army, and funnily enough, it was his army. It was the an Elder army he had done, which I believe is the Elder army that was done as the opposing force for the Howling Griffins at the games day that the Howling Griffins were done for. Strangely enough, and they were in an issue. It was Eldar versus Orcs in 1/7 something. I can't remember which one it was. So I found the image, and I'm going to try and recreate that. So that could be another fun little sort of old hammery project to get on with at some point. But at the moment, I haven't got any of the miniatures, so I've got to try and buy them and find them, which is always expensive.
I was going to say, if we're going to get really picky about it, as in like if he's like the very first person that I know who featured in a White Dwarf with their own army is Richard Gunson with his Undead army for 3rd edition.
Was it a battle report?
No, it was just like a review.
No, that's the point. Was
It's
it was
from
a battle
report.
report? Yeah,
Okay.
that's what you're saying. It was it to be featured in a battle report is what he
Featured
was
in
saying.
any battle
Yeah.
report. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it must be him then. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, God. Did you say that you had some form of quiz or something like that you mentioned, or was that gone wayside?
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that bloody thing is now. I think
you was like, right, Johnny,
know
we've got this amazing quiz to do.
Yeah, and last one with Garth, I totally forgot about it, and then this one I've also forgotten about it. This is why you should never let me in charge of anything, because I'll just screw it up.
What are you doing, Josh? Come on.
So I don't even know where I put it, because I put it aside for Matt. I was going to send it to Matt actually. When I finish with it, I'll send it to him as a thank you.
What was it? Just what was it on?
Oh, it's basically it was the 96 Golden Demon handout you got when you got there, and in the back it's got various different game developers in the studio giving 5 questions as a quiz, and then on the other page it had all their answers, like the key with all the answers on it.
Right. Okay.
I don't know where I put it.
Maybe I'm glad you can't find it.
Like everything, I've got the smallest hobby room in the world, but I keep losing stuff. I don't know where I put stuff. So
I probably answer 0 out of 5 then.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
But what I do have, and I'll get to the people's comments in a minute. But what I want to do, I want to present a slide of our glorious bastards for this week. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
He's a glorious bastard too. It's Phil, the Order Troll.
I like him.
Phil, the Order Troll, goes through our Discord and he finds some beautiful, glorious bastards to highlight through the week. So, Johnny,
brilliant!
It's going to be a fantasy-orientated one just for you, mate. Okay.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's have a look. Who's the first glorious bastard on our list? Oh, Arch Dayton.
Nice. Goblin Green Base as well. Happy. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
But do you
so he's a wizard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which wizard he is though.
Who sculpted it, do you think? This is a quiz. Who sculpted this miniature?
Okay.
In 1987.
That may be would it be Perry's?
No. That's incorrect.
Okay. Go on then. Who is it?
Jez Goodun.
Do you know? Damn it! I was going to say Jez. Why didn't I say that? Damn it! Right.
No, that's okay. Jez Goodun. This is like the original elf range. Now, these were like, the Wood Elf range, classic Wood Elf range, might be painted up.
Yeah.
So of that era. So the metal horses, they're really skinny, really thin, and this is an elf wizard, but we don't know if it's a high elf, wood elf. It was kind of like a indistinguishable sea elf. I think they had sea elves, high elves, wood elves, but he's like a wood elf kind of wizard, I guess. But I thought it was such a cool model. I love all those old figures. But I love that. I love the hand and the staff, the hand, the double hand kind of gesture there. So the hand is a powerful symbol in the wood elf realms of magic. Giving the hand.
It's
like these ones. Chris Briggs, an Aussie. Like, Aussie.
They're lovely. They're beautiful. Good work, mate. Yeah. I love a good goblin. Good old. They're Kev Adams. There you go. I'll get that one.
Yes, absolutely, mate. Kev Adams. When were they designed? You know.
Okay, so there was some fanatics before these guys. I know that, and these guys appeared after 3rd and into 4th.
Yeah.
Because I know in the 3rd edition rulebook, which I've got back there somewhere, these guys don't appear, and they've got some other type of fanatics, but I don't know who did them. But I do know they appear in 4th edition. So I'm guessing when did 4th edition come out? I reckon they might have come out just before 4th, maybe. So 1990.
Was it before you were born?
No, I was born in 84.
Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, you're exactly 10 years younger than me then. You're turning 40 this year, mate.
I am. I am, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a younger
Yes.
me.
In
Much more
March,
handsome,
mate.
more that. That's right. But yeah, these are designed in 91, I think.
91. Okay, I weren't too far off though. Weren't too far off. Yeah, I love these miniatures. They're probably some of my favorite miniatures ever made. In all honesty, absolutely beautiful. I love painting these guys, and he's done a really good job as well. Old school black. I done mine in strangely enough, I've done them in red and yellow as well. I don't know why I do everything in red and yellow. I seem to, but I did sort of. I was thinking sort of like a court jester type sort of feel vibe of them. But yeah, they look beautiful. So good work, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're a glorious bastard, Chris. He's a good Aussie. Part of a Discord and sometimes in that paint and chat, and he's putting together his 4th edition Night Goblin army. I think he did it for the Crown of Command. No, Call of the Crown.
Has he finished, or is he still going?
I think he's still going. I think he started it during one of the painting challenges, but I forget which one it was. Maybe it was GJ's one. I can't remember. But then he sort of carried on painting more stuff. Well, so it's nice.
Yeah, keep going, mate, because that's gonna be a fantastic army once it's done.
Yeah. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, yeah. Cutter on our Discord here. So look at that banner, mate.
Yeah. That's. Oh, do you know what? That is something I have actively been trying to improve in the last year, and that's freehanding banners and stuff. I've I know for myself, I have said to myself, I am not going to put any transfers on things. I'm just going to try and freehand, and it's amazing how by doing that. How you can improve quite quickly. So the more you freehand, this is one of those things people won't do it because they say, "Oh, I can't do it," and it's a scary thing to do. But the more you do it, the more you start off a bit ropey, but after a while you start getting the hang of it and realize it's all about making shapes, isn't it, more than anything, and then filling it in with your paint and highlighting it and shading it, and then suddenly it comes out like that, and that's beautiful. Really nice work. Well done, Cutter. Good stuff.
Yeah, really nice.
And love the trolls. Love the trolls. Not troll. Yeah, ogres. Sorry,
ogres. Yeah, ogres. Yeah, I love these ogres too. They're Perry ogres. He's got the Morgan Thorgan there as well, which sort of works in really well actually with them.
But, he just hasn't done the bases on them yet, or has he? Or has he? Maybe he
that's
has.
His style.
Maybe they are done. Maybe
it's sort of like a big block of wood.
Yeah,
so it sort of melds into the wood colors and
maybe that's that. It does seem like that's what he's done. If in all honesty, but
maybe this is his old world movement trait. That's it. This is the block of wood.
Yeah. No, mate, you'll be on a ruler.
Yeah, the ruler. Yeah, exactly. No, really good. Well, I like the sort of the grittiness to them, sort of like an old hammer, sort of rusty look to
that it's actually, I would say it's more 3rd edition style of painting more than 4th. 4th was very much more bright coloured, whereas 3rd was much more of a gritty sort of duller colour scheme, much like what we've got here. And I really like the 3rd edition feel.
Me too. Yeah, I like it too. Yep. So really good cutter. I really like that banner. That was the most striking thing about it. So
the banner is top notch. Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Don't stop with that.
No, it's great. And these are interesting too. Now I know you don't like. Now me also, I've got a thing about 3D sculpted miniatures, but I thought, but I do like the Fanzabels. Is it Fazabils? Fanzabils? I don't know, the guy who does the cast war stuff.
Now, the painted beautifully. So I'm not taking anything away from the paint job at all. I mean, wow, lovely, so clean. They're really clean. The highlights are beautiful. Everything's that is a lovely little unit. The thing with these printed minis that are sort of 3rd party, they just miss that. I don't know. Even when you look at Kev Adams' later stuff, they just don't match his older stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think he had this time where he just produced the perfect orcs and goblins, and no one has ever been able to capture that sort of aesthetic since.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. Gosh, don't. I mean, it's a really lovely paint job though. So
yeah, they're really he's a really good painter. I think Liam is his name.
Yeah, beautiful. There's nothing wrong with those miniatures at all. They are fun. They're fun miniatures. So
yeah, I mean, that people are making good stuff. Like there's Troll who does the Paul Bonner artworks, and he's making all those orcs. Have you seen the Troll Soup designs at all, Johnny?
The what were they called? Sorry.
So I think Troll Soup is the name of the creator, and basically he's taking the Old Hammer Paul Bonner artwork of the 40K books, like the Road Trader books, taking his artwork and then designing the miniature based exactly like the artwork.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I haven't heard of this, so I'll have to find this. Yeah.
But yeah, there are some guys who are doing some really nice stuff based on the old artwork. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
there is a place for 3D sculpting in this kind of realm, and like doing things like that, or I think Fazabel. Is it? Here we go. Is it Fabelzel? Sorry, Fabelzel. I'm retarded. Sorry, but you have to apologise for my retardedness. But
Josh, you can't get away from it now. 3D printing.
You can't get away from it. You cannot get away.
I've got 3D printing stuff on the table here. I can't say that I don't have that.
Exactly.
It's just if you give me a preference,
yes,
I prefer. But my gosh, we can't get away from it. I mean.
But it's good.
That's where it's going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
Some really good stuff out there. So, and then obviously they're really cleanly, when they're cast or printed, I should say. If it's done on the right printer, they come out really nice and sharp, good for painting and that kind of thing. So I
was going to say that actually. One thing with a good 3D printed miniature, it's done with some nice resin.
Yep.
It's extremely easy to paint.
Yep.
It's not a hard with old metal miniatures, they have sometimes dimples and gouges and all different little bits and pieces about them. It's not as uneven or bumpy. Whereas a miniature like that would be nice. It'd be perfect where it needs to be perfect, which makes it a lot easier to paint. And he's done it, and like I say, he's done a real good job, really good job.
Yeah.
What I love as well is the red handles on the miniature on the weapons. You have to have you have to have redwood on your 4th edition stuff. You can't. So
it's heresy if you don't do that. I'll be knocking on your door, mate, with Kev Adams saying, "Hey, what the bloody hell are you painting those with natural wood colours, mate? Get that red on there right now, blood red."
Yeah, we'll kick you out the Discord if you don't have red.
Exactly. And the red booties too. There's no goblin without red booties. I mean, their big boss will be right on top of those without those red booties on.
My God, amazing.
So, great. So really cool stuff. Thanks again, Highland Painting. That's Liam.
Yeah. Well done.
Really well done. He produced good stuff there. Now this one from Wraith Wisp.
Wisp.
But this is from Reaper Miniatures, I think.
Right. Okay. So it's a nice paint job.
Yeah. Really. He does these really atmospheric old Hammer. Yeah. He does a lot of old Hammer stuff. So like 3rd edition. Miniatures, but in this really cool. They're sort of toned in a way that gives off that sort of old Hammer style, and the non-metallic metals he uses looks really cool. All those sort of pings of light and that kind of thing on there. The leathers look really dark and rich, and the really rich colors. I think that's what I'm.
I think one of the hardest things to do. I think one of the hardest things to do in painting is to make cloth feel and seem like cloth, and he's got that there. The tunic and especially the pants, the trousers. You get the real sort of feeling that he's wearing them, don't you? The way he's painted that, and I'm a sucker for some non-metallic metals as well. So that's always a thumbs up for me. But saying that, we're not really concentrating on his face. The face is done beautifully as well, and I imagine it's quite a small miniature. So he's had to really get in there.
Yep,
Yeah.
no, he's a really good painter. He a lot of stuff on Instagram. So look up Wraith Wisp on Instagram, and Highland Painting also is on Instagram. That's how I found those guys, and they joined our Discord at the Craner Command, and they're showing off their very fine work, and they're all glorious bastards, every single one of them. So thank you very much, guys, for contributing your hobby skills and inspiring others. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it really does, doesn't it? When you see these people on your Discord and stuff putting out their miniatures, it makes you want to paint more, doesn't it? You know,
absolutely.
For me anyway, it really inspires me. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and different styles too. We've got like nice different sort of arrays of different styles of people. So no one's following a sort of set routine or set style of paint. Everyone's got their own unique style, and I like that.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
that was fun. I like that.
That was it.
That's good. Yeah, nice.
Like, there's no quiz unless you can entertain people while I find the quiz questions.
I'll go get my drums and play some drums for you.
You've answered them.
I would do, but I can't see any comments, so I can't talk to anyone.
Okay, let's see. What was it?
How do Kraken Wakes. Okay, my daughter wants to you guys to know. Oh, mate, come on! You got to get your stuff. You got to get Kraken. You got to get your stuff sorted out, mate. Come on. Oh dear. So, what is everyone else working on? That's what I always like to know. What is everyone working on?
She's crossing me. I think that's Cameron. I think this because I noticed it by his Man of War icon on there. It seems like that looks like Cameron. So Kraken's Wake. Who we got? Matt Colossus. Hey Matt, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, I can't wait to see that battle report either. That's gonna be brilliant.
Me too. Come and help me finish it, mate. I need some help. I need more hands on this thing. More hands the better. Lens Connect. I found the background noise in the Games Club too much for video battle reports. I take a ton of pictures, edit the video with a voiceover for YouTube. That's a good way of doing it too.
Yeah, I've seen a few people do that, and I do enjoy. I tell you what, who does that? That Dr. Luke Blacksteel.
Oh yeah,
he's done that a couple of times. He's got some real, and he's got a lot of knowledge as well about the game, about rules and stuff. So
he does. Yeah, he's a smart copy.
He really talks about. So he gets a picture up, but then talks about what's happening in the rules and stuff. I like that. That's a really good way of doing it. So yeah, keep that coming. That's a good idea.
Because I'm a dumbass. Like I should never cover rules or anything like that. Like I'm stupid. I'll be the first to admit it. So I'm more of the painter, looking at the pictures and that kind of thing. I mean, that's my kind of
definitely.
You know what I mean? Rules, I'm always going to get them wrong.
Yeah, agreed. I'll talk to you about them, but I won't necessarily know what I'm talking about. I enjoy long backdrops too.
Yeah, I enjoy it because I watch battle. When I watch the Bring and Battle guys, I paint here and watch them and listen, as well. So it's nice as a confident thing in the background,
And that's a good point, isn't it? So this is where we're talking about long battle report versus short battle report. They have their places. Both of them have their places because a lot of people don't have the attention span to, nowadays it's like TikTok, isn't it? It's swipe, 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 swipe. People don't have the attention span to stay for 2 hours to listen to one person talk about something. But you do get those people who enjoy to have it in the background whilst they're doing hobby and stuff. I know I quite often do that with like your videos, Josh.
Yeah.
When I'll sit and paint and I'll
put you to sleep.
I'll sit there and listen.
After the third,
listen to your boring voice.
Wake up. Oh, it's all finished. I'm not the ending. Who won?
So it is horses for courses. I do totally agree. Yeah. I think for entertainment value, for me, I prefer a short battle report. Entertainment value, but. Kraken, you're right. If you're sitting there, you want to listen to something for a long period of time whilst you're painting, that's spot on.
Yep, no, I totally agree with that. Yeah, and like editing, that's what I said to Paul. I said I don't have time to edit for hours and hours. I don't have that time anymore. So I need to think of a way of trying to get like a battle report, getting something on there that's entertaining, done in a very quick time, boom,
Yep.
it's done. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, time like that, I just don't have that time until I retire.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Which hopefully is quite soon. My battle ups are usually 10 to 15 minutes long. Yeah, and that's
Yep.
kind of a good way to think about it. Some people have just a lunch break, to watch stuff. So through the week. So that's a good way to do it.
It is. And that's how do you do them? Do you do them like maybe round up each round? Is that how you do it, or do you do like more of an Ed thing where it's very dramatic and be interesting to?
I think Lance Connect takes the photos and he has like a voiceover kind of thing.
Of course, was it Lance Nick that said that earlier? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry, Lance Nick. Sorry, it's me being dumb.
That's all right, man. So the short battle ups I cast on my TV, so I can really sit back and enjoy them. And I think that's another thing too, because like talking about myself, if I'm looking at one of my battle reports, I don't think it's something that you would want to watch on your TV. Whereas Ed's, at minisodes, I really want to watch on TV. I really want that whole, immersive experience of, the sound, the visuals, and everything like that.
Yeah,
it's getting me into his videos.
It's that's a really funny thing, because I never think anyone would watch any of my stuff on TV, but quite often people do. And they come back and they comment, it might be silly things. Oh, it was very loud, or sometimes you get sort of like those sort of comments that they're just to sort of, they help you. And you're like, oh shit, okay, I'll try and judge that next time. But I make my videos thinking that people will watch them through the phones and iPads. I never think about it going onto the TV. Right. It just never comes in my mind. Doesn't come in my mind, because I don't
see my face in 4K.
I don't ever watch
ever again.
I don't ever watch my YouTube. Anything I watch on YouTube, I don't ever watch on a big screen. So it's interesting that people do that.
Yeah. The Lance Connect again. Wargaming rules, how to play instructions, get the most hits on my channel, and I think that's for some people like Nick at Medieval Wargamer, he really goes into the rules. He loves rules. So if that's your thing and you're really good at it and you can present it really well, I think you'll get a lot of people looking at it.
Yeah.
And
again,
some people are just into the rules.
Again, jumping back to that, Dr. Luke Bransell, that's something he's good at. Is talking about the rules, and that, which is something I can't do.
I'll leave the smart people can handle that.
Yeah. Good on you. That's great, because we need people like you. Because I learn from people like you.
Like I can't do it, but I like to watch people who do it well. You know what I mean? Like people.
Big time.
A lot. So that's good. It's a real good. I just don't have the time and skill to do that. Hats off to him. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. He's, as far as I'm aware, I've spoken to him a couple of times about it, and he's put a lot of work into learning how to do it, and he's gone through that journey on how to edit properly, and where to put the light, where that all that kind of stuff. It all comes in. This is what I say, where this YouTube thing is like an extension of your hobby, because the whole YouTube itself is its own hobby. And you can go down a rabbit hole of learning how to film things, how to light things, how to edit things. It's a whole hobby in itself, and that, I think that's where Ed has excelled, because he's taken the time to learn learn that.
Yeah, like like I got a message today from Gordon from Life of Die YouTube channel, podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, Josh, I heard that you're making your videos just like Ed's, in the same sort of style." He's talking about Ed's channel, how quickly it's grown. In a very short time, a very small amount of videos, and it's just shot up. And I think, and I didn't have time to reply to him because we're doing the live stream, but I think basically, and I'll answer it for him now. I think basically he's taken a style that's been very unique, and it got very successful very quickly because he did it in a way that was well produced. He's got a good voice. He can carry it very well, and he's got a unique style. He brings in the nostalgia, video clips from Space Hulk. He feeds on that nostalgia in the videos, but he's done it. It's hard work, but he's done it so well. and he just got picked up on it, and then it spreads, it goes viral, and then you get
it's a fulfilling prophecy. Then once the algorithm picks you up and throws you everywhere, people start to watch it. They see bright colors and Ed's voice, then people start subscribing. So yeah, he's done it extremely well. And like you say, he's got that sort of, I don't know whether he's been an actor in past, but he's got that sort of actor voice, hasn't he?
He does, yeah.
I can't do that. Like I wish I could do it. I can't do it. I can't.
It's not like Crocodile Dundee on mine.
Yeah.
So, that's not a bolter. This is a bolter.
Josh, I've got to tell you, right? This is the. I shouldn't really be telling you this. This is bad.
I'm thick skin, mate. I can take it.
Me and the missus were put on Netflix the other night, and a mate of mine had said about a series, saying, "Oh, you got to watch this. It's really good." Okay, I'll put it on. We put it on for about 5 minutes, and the missus turns around and says, I'm not too sure I can watch it. I was like, why is that? 'Cause I find it hard to watch Australian actors.
I do too.
It was an Australian based series, and I kind of know what she means after a while.
I totally understand what she means. What was it? It was something else that we watched, and it just ruined it because of this person's voice. And she was an Australian actress, and she just destroyed it. You cannot take it seriously. In comedy, go for it. Comedy, they do it really well. But if they're doing anything sort of really serious, it just doesn't work for.
They've definitely got.
There you go, love. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, just get another shandy. Get a couple of beers, and chuck up some sangers on the barbie. You just can't take that kind of accent seriously in a sort of drama context. So I can totally understand your wife. Don't worry, it didn't offend me whatsoever. Okay.
Oh, sorry there. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, I love watching the British stuff because I grew up watching BBC. My father would watch BBC, as in ABC in Australia, which only showed a lot of British broadcasting TV shows, like comedies, dramas, everything. So I grew up everything watching British dramas and comedy, and I loved it. And I love all that stuff.
Funny enough, I mean, sorry, we're going way off topic here.
No, that's all right.
Just real quick. One of the cartoons my daughter and my son like watching is Bluey. Have you ever come across that? And it's an Australian cartoon.
I've heard about it. Oh yeah.
It's these dogs, and it's a fantastic cartoon. It's really good. But that's done really well. But it's all, you don't care about the Aussie accent in that, but it's not serious, like you say. It's
we're a joke. Let's admit it.
My little daughter loves it. She loves it.
Yeah. I watched it in Australia when I went back to Australia last year. I saw Bluey, and I thought it was really good. I think my son watched it.
It's so good.
It's lovely. It's a lovely show. I was on the plane. That's right. It's on that plane. That's right. When we went over there, it was one of the shows you could select on there. But yeah, I totally get it, mate. No, don't worry. That's why I'm very self-conscious about it, because as I was saying to Paul, if I do this, I'm going to have to do all the voiceover work.
Well,
don't
you have that guy who does the voiceover for you sometimes?
Oh, Owen Staten, but I can't. I feel really bad about asking Owen to do it, because if I ask him to do it, I mean, he's a paid professional.
Yeah.
And I can't pay him the money. You know what I mean?
Was he do it? He's done it as a favor.
He's done it as a wonderful favor for me, and if I can, I'll send him some money, like a gift voucher or whatever. But at the moment, I just don't have the money to give to him to do it. I just feel I can't ask him to do something like that if it's going to take him like an hour or 2 hours to do it.
Yeah.
If I write the script and everything, I send it to him and say, hey, mate, can you just, and that's how I often do it. Can you just do this real short blurb for me, like an intro to something? And he doesn't mind doing that. And I, of course, give him the, at the end, his
the credits for it. Yeah.
To how to contact him and that kind of thing. I think he did pick up some work in video games, maybe. But like someone was interested in contacting him to get him into a video game to do some voiceover work, but I don't know how that ended up So
okay.
Hopefully he'll pick up some work through the channel, but I don't know. But yeah, I've got to be genuine in saying, okay, I'll pay you this much if you can do this for me, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's fair, because it's his his skill, it's his time.
Well, yeah, I just wasn't too sure what sort of relationship you had with him, because I know you had
he's a friend, and he helped me out doing a lot of voiceover stuff for confrontation and
he did, yes. It was
stuff.
really good. So
really good. Yeah, it carries over really well. You know, he really sets the tone.
It's almost a shame that you don't. Yeah. we're being overly harsh here, Josh.
I know, but yeah, you should be. I mean, trying to get rid of my accent when I've been here. Like I said last week, Garth. Like I try to get rid of my accent because, you know, I've got that sort of twang to my voice, and it's the American accent is much more familiar to Japanese ears. You know, when they listen to English.
Oh yeah, Garth was saying that, wasn't he? Because he was saying that that they had expected him to speak in an American
accent. That's right.
Yeah,
they wanted him to change.
Yeah. It's like,
so he said, "Well, haven't you speak Chinese then?" No, I can't. I'm Japanese. Well, then why you asked me to speak in it?
That was brilliant. That made me laugh.
Very funny. Yeah. So,
he's
right though. But yeah. They never asked me to speak in an American accent ever. They saw that as something beneficial, because I'm an Australian and people wanted to meet an Australian person. They want to hear Australian English and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But anyhow, we're really digressing here. So let's get back here. So yeah, Kraken. I think that's Cameron says GJ Forces of Fantasy. That's the one. So Forces of Fantasy. That's our good friend GJ. He was formerly part of the whatever it was, War Games Orchard. I can't remember. No. It's one of those other podcasts he was before, and now he's doing his own thing. But GJ does great work there. I'm trying to change my handle or whatever, so it says Cam in it. Lol. Okay, so I thought it was Cam. I prefer to look at the 20mm bases and having everything ranked up tight. Me too.
Dan, we're me and Josh are on your side there, mate. Totally agreed. I'm not enjoying the big bases at all. Like,
my hobby cheat is free painting is using acrylic paint pens. That's a very good idea.
I've never done this. Now, I hear people doing it. Obviously, Lansnick does it. I don't know how. I don't know. I wouldn't know what products to use. What one works? Or
this is the Gundam paints. The Gundam, the Gundam pens. They use those Gundam ones to paint in panels and that kind of thing.
Right. I'm not into Gundam, so I've never sort of looked into that sort of thing. But I do know it's a widely used sort of technique. It's something I don't know. Doesn't sit right with me somehow. But
so
it's
maybe
funny on that. But it's a good cheat. I'm sure it's a very good
cheat. You should definitely, if you haven't done a video on it already, Lance, maybe you should do a video on doing something like that. So
I would be watching it, definitely. I'd be definitely interested.
Yep, fantastic. So Gus, there are some sweet old school style 3D prints out there now. There certainly are. We talked about those, like the armor cast. I don't know if there's scans of the originals or they're reproducing them like the armor cast vehicles that were in the 90s. That's a really cool thing. The terrain I recently painted up for my battle report. They're all 3D prints. They're really good, sort of replicating the old style scenery.
If you've got a 3D printer, you can go wild.
Absolutely.
My mate James from Scruffy Crow, who had that conversation with on my last video, he's got a 3D printer, so I get a few things from him, and he has more miniatures than you can share a stick at, and a lot of them are beautiful miniatures. So the sculpts are out there, and most of them are free. Most of them are free. You just go on, sign up to someone's Kickstarter or whatever it might be. I don't know how they work, but you just download the files and off you go. If you've got a 3D printer, you can your models for days now, and like I say, that's where it's going. It's slowly but surely, as the printers become lower in price, you'll find more and more people will be going down that route than buying really expensive miniatures from Games Workshop. Definitely.
No, that's fair enough. I think it's a trend that's not going away. So
no, it's here to stay. It's here to stay.
It's here to stay. But let's hope they don't. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's going to take over the industry. I don't think it's going to be something where your normal sculptors are going to be out of business. I just think it's going to be It's just going to be. It's taken up a larger part of the landscape. Put it that way. That's what I think.
Yeah. Faberzel is the Chaos Dwarf guy. We talked about that. He does some really interesting, very characterful, and in terms of we talked about character in 3D sculpting. He and my other mate, who I'll have to have on the podcast at some point too, which name escapes me again. Jeez, I'm terrible, losing my mind. Anyhow, the guy who does all the other Chaos Dwarf sculpts, and we'll have him on. Don't worry, I'll think about his name as I go through these comments. I'll let you know. He'll come up to the surface. It's sort of going into the
You'll have a quiz for them probably.
I found the quiz too. I found the quiz. We'll get the quiz in. Okay, so I did find it. Okay, it says I don't think I'll ever do a bat rep. Playing the game is stressful enough and rare thing for me, and editing will take so long. Yep.
Yeah, I know it is. Goff, it is, mate. I've done it a couple of times, and it's hard. It's hard work, and you end up sort of cheating yourself because you don't do a good enough job with the edit. I find, but for me, I know I'm like, I'm bored now. It takes ages to do this. Oh, sorry, I'll just get to this point, and then I'll just leave. Okay, that's what we did, and it's never quite like the Ed's videos where actually I should add this in because that'll make it all whooshy and lovely. So, and then you can kind of do yourself in and do half-assed job, and it don't look very good. So
I think reflection of what we did like on Friday. We would always take the angle from really far away. Yeah. But this one was like really close in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what Ed does. He keeps it in, keeps the background so you can't really see tables everywhere. Yeah. Right.
And I really like it because it really then focuses on the miniatures. In one part for me, because I'm a commission painter, so I want more interest in the models and the paint jobs, and it gives me a chance of finding more people. But on the other hand, it's great for people just to look at all the models because that's what they're really watching it for,
Yeah, no, definitely.
The game is sort of secondary.
I'll tell you now, I'm coming to your channel, Josh, to look at your the models that you'd paint. That's that's
good, mate. That's great. I think a lot of people do,
and that's to be able to see them on the table as well. That's perfect. That's what people want to see.
I think that's where we're going to. I think with that because I think the rules are secondary. I think for a lot of people. It gives them PTSD. I think a lot of the rules, like for some people, like they're just horrible tournaments they went to and that kind of stuff. It's more about the models. Demian says, I prefer the long battle reports too. I'd like to see the dice rolls and the thought process. I may watch it over several days while painting, which is good point too, mate. So I agree.
Yeah, again, it's what do you do? I mean, it's horses for courses, isn't it? You're serving different type of people. Doing whatever the different type of battle reports. I think it's a mixture. Maybe that's don't give up doing the type of stuff you've been doing, Josh, because actually it serves a purpose, doesn't it? But every now and then, when you feel like you've got the time to really delve in and get those edited bit more, that's when you do the bit more of a wazzamataz.
Especially for the showcases, the commission showcases. I really want them to be, really focusing the miniatures. I don't know how we'll go. Like, if this is like a big success, then of course I will follow.
Well,
for two reasons. One is for the success of the video, and the other one is because I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
it's a different thing for me. It's a different way of presenting something. So it's interesting. I like the narrative style and I'm a narrative gamer. I love the narrative behind a game. Like Test of Honor, fantastic narrative-based game. It tells a story, and I love that.
Yeah.
And if I can present it in that sort of style, like Ed's style with Test of Honor, beautiful. Baron's War would probably be very similar. It follows a consecutive series of scenarios. It builds up to some initial climax, and I think that will be really nice to present as a story as well.
Definitely.
And there's loads of guys doing it in the old style, which I like. I watch them myself, and I really enjoy that style and the way they do it.
I tell you who does the best long style, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of enjoy new editions of 40k for this. which I don't, but I like the way I like him at his channel for his channel, if that makes sense. And that's I think it's called Striking Scorpion.
Right.
Have you seen him?
No.
It's Striking Scorpion. Oh, something like that. He does fantastic battle reports, but they're all as it goes, as it played out. But he's managed to create storyline, narrative, and gameplay all in one. Definitely check him out because it will give you ideas, I reckon, for how to progress for yourself. He's called Striking Scorpion.
Striking Scorpion. Okay.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'm trying to find him.
Okay, maybe we can drop a link below and so
here he is.
Here
he is. He is cool. Come on, why won't it go on? Here he is. Striking Scorpion 82 is called.
Right, Striking Scorpion 82. Okay, I'll check it out definitely after this stream, mate, for sure. Landscape says it's good to see Musty Wargamer represented here. Yeah, Musty Wargamers. Now, I watch their stream every fortnight on a Friday as I'm sitting here painting because it starts at 12 midday here. They're based in the US. Dan Buman is one of the Musty Wargamers, and we've got Palmer and Rusty and another gentleman also as well on there, and they just talk and paint. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy interacting, listening to them talk about different topics. And so Musty Wargamers, yes, I hope more to see more Musty Wargamers here actually.
That's actually something I enjoy doing is when I'm painting is listening to people talk about the hobby.
Me too. Yeah. Then I'm not so distracted. I don't have to watch what's going on sort of thing. I can just listen and then I can comment or something like that as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I started this, because I enjoyed watching their stuff. I thought might be nice to have other guests on and we can talk about different things, and every week we have a different guest.
Yeah.
Until, there we go. No, Warhammer Dundee, that's a great one. I have to do that, Ted. That's Ted Old Gets Hut. So thanks, Ted. That's a good.
Maybe you should have a spin-off channel.
We should have like a segment on a live thing, Warhammer Dundee, like what silly Aussies are doing down under with Warhammer or something like that. We've got to do something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, you could be you and Carnifex doing something.
My grandson loves blue. Okay, lovely.
Oh yeah, Bluey's amazing. I tell you, if you guys, any of you guys ever watch Bluey, haven't watched Bluey, you're missing out.
Sounds like we're missing out on something here. Yeah, Japan teaching PTSD. Yeah, I know how you feel, buddy. I know how you feel. I've met too many weirdos teaching English here, so I every time I think about teaching in Japan, I just think, no, I don't think I can do it. Yeah, War Games Orchard, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the name of the previous podcast that GJ was associated with, but now he's doing, what was it called again? I don't know, I forget. Okay, let's go to the next one. Stompy, do the pens adhere to miniatures? Not all acrylics do. Well, I think they are, because I think they're like a paint pen that's they use for Gundam and stuff like that, so I would imagine they would adhere to it, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, that's always what's got me. Like, oh, does it work? What? Yeah, it's a funny one to get your head around for me. But yes, it's definitely people definitely use that technique to line things in, especially sort of like black lining and stuff like that. Yes, absolutely. I think they do it over the top of. Yeah, they've painted a panel, or they primed it at least, and they paint over it. I would assume. I've never used one. I've never tried it. I'm not into Gundam either. Red Nebula is also pretty old school. Okay, Red Nebula. Is that a game system or is it a channel? Or? I don't know Red Nebula. Stompy is another person that I'll have on the podcast at one point. He's a really nice guy. If you have never seen Stompy 51's channel, I urge you to go and check it out. He does a lot of old school stuff. He basically just picks out something out of his garage or attic and presents it on the channel. So he's done stuff like, old Hammer miniatures stuff for Nightmare games. He's done reviews on those, like a lot of Kev Adams sculpts. He likes Kev Adams like me. So yeah, check out Stompy 51's channel, please, guys, and check out what he's doing. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I've been watching his stuff. You do? Good on you, mate. Excellent. Yeah, I've got him. Oh my god, I've just turned it on. Trollette, is it? Not toilet, Trollette. Okay. I don't know what I was calling him before, but you know. Got to go, guys. Great chat. Thanks again,
Yeah,
Dan.
cheers, Dan. Thank you. Good
Really
to see you,
appreciate
mate.
You say that, but 3D resin is still brittle unless you paid loads for special resin. Yeah, I know that. I don't really like resin at all as a material. I avoid it at all costs because of its the brittle nature of the material.
It depends on what you use, though, Josh. I've been using resin a bit more recently, just because I've been given some miniatures that are in resin, and I've had them in different types of resin. Some are extremely flexible, some are very, like say, very brittle. So yeah, it does depend, and he's probably right. The cost of the resin can depend on how good the miniature's going to be. So if you get a cheap resin, you're going to get a cheap product. It's as simple as that. It's like buying a t-shirt, you know. So yeah,
that's
but yes,
yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah,
resin. It's a
kind of resin it is.
Yeah.
Brauniac, that's the name. Thanks, Ted. So Brauniac is the other, not rival, but he knows the other guy. He knows Fabazel, these two guys. So they know each other. They've got their own Patreons, and people sign up to, you know, to support them making new files and that kind of thing for the Chaos Dwarves. So, Brauniac's the other Chord guy.
Right.
Chaos Dwarf guy. Yep.
Everyone knows him.
Dwarf. That's it. I watch Joshua's channel for the managers, but also just his general good nature, which is infectious. Oh, thank you very much. And likewise, mate, I really like your channel because of your, you know, you're very genuine when you talk about things. I like real stuff. So, and I like the stuff you present. You know, so that's great.
And,
so
I think that's the case for most of us guys on YouTube, isn't it? We're just here showing what we're doing in the hobby. Exactly. And most of us are very humble. I just want to have a bit of fun and be part of the community. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's what it's all about, mate. Yeah. So that's why I like watching your channel, like watching Dan's channel as well. Dan's got his own channel as well, and Garth, because they're doing something not because they're going to make lots of money or they're going to get very popular or anything like that. They just like doing it because they enjoy sharing their love of something, which I think
definitely.
Miniatures. That's it.
Striking
Scorpion 82. There you go. So Matt Colossus, he's on the he's
a very big channel, actually.
Striking Scorpion 82. Sorry, I misspelled Scorpion. Okay.
Yeah. Josh, honestly, I will check him out, Josh. Sorry.
Okay, I'll check him out. I think I've watched his video because I saw a Necromunda narrative battle report, and maybe it was him. Maybe it was his channel.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff.
Miniature game montage. Okay.
What's that mean? What do you mean, Garth?
Oh, miniature game montage. Maybe it's the name of a channel,
or maybe just I don't know. Maybe it must be.
If you want to look at the comments, mate, just go up to the top. Just go to the top left-hand corner. You'll see comments. Johnny, you can watch the comments flow in if you want to watch it. If you want to see the comments, go to the top. Just click on that box and you'll see comments and you'll see them live coming through. Okay. I'm just going to flip them through here. Force of Fantasy, that's the one. I keep forgetting it. Metalody. Okay. Oh, Dr. Ol. Dr. Ol's back. Good on you, Doctor. We saw you last week, mate. I'm a simple man. I see Kev Adams. I hit the thumbs up button. Exactly. I'll ask Kev if he wants to do a live stream with us. I'll ask him. I don't know. I don't think he will, but I'll ask him if he wants to. That'd be awesome to have Kev Adams on a live stream, mate. How cool would that be?
I mean, that'd be crazy. You got to do that.
Yeah. I've got to ask him because he does the bring out your lead events. He'll sculpt miniatures for charity and all that kind of stuff. Maybe we can do like a charity thing with him where we get him on and people donate money to a charity or something like that. Maybe that'll be fun.
I mean, a lot of these old GW employees they've all come out the woodwork now, and they all find themselves on YouTube talking to someone.
Yes.
So I can't see why he wouldn't, if I'm honest, in all honesty. So definitely do that.
He's a bit private, and I understand he's a bit private about things like that, and I totally understand that. I tried to get him on the podcast, but he didn't want to do it. So, but I think a live stream might be asking too much. Resident Evil. Very nice. I like that.
I don't think Garth likes the resin at all.
Because of me, metal miniatures are the best to paint. Yes, I prefer metal miniatures, but myself. I mean, when I first got into gaming, I bought Hero Quest, and I bought Tamiya kits, so I was familiar with plastic as a material, right?
Yeah.
But when I got lead miniatures, and they were lead back then, that's how old they were.
Yeah,
they were just something else. They were brilliant because they had all this character. You had it wasn't just one dwarf miniature. It was you had one dwarf thunderer. It was 12 different variants of all different character, all different styles and types, and that's something that I love about it. The heft of the feeling of metal when I play with it, I love it. Painting it feels so much better.
Without doubt, metal is the best. I totally agree.
Yeah,
totally. It's like you say, you get the character with them. Just the weight. Strange. It's the weird thing, isn't it? It's the weight of the miniature when you hold it. It just feels like something. But when you pick up a resin miniature or a plastic miniature, it's just it doesn't feel like you've got anything in your hand, does it?
Yeah, it does feel so lightweight. But I'm picking up old Hero Quest miniatures now, which I love.
Yep.
I love those miniatures. I think they're still the best plastic models ever produced, hands down. I could be really wrong about that, or just very biased, or looking through those. They're good.
They're good.
But, pink or rose tinted lenses. But, they look beautiful. I think they still look gorgeous. The orcs and the goblins are fantastic. The chaos warriors are badass. The elf, the dwarf, the mage, and the barbarian, just classic miniatures.
All the orcs got their swords over their heads, didn't they?
Yep, brilliant. They're the best. They're the best plastic orcs ever, I think. But maybe that's just me. Lead better than white metal though. Yeah, I think the white metal is it's better for big models like monster models because they don't sag and droop. Okay, because I've got a really old school wyvern that the head just goes down and hits the floor. So with the white metal, they've got a higher tensile strength metal, so it means it just stays in that shape.
Well, and lead does degrade strangely.
Yeah, maybe they don't get the lead right. I heard lead right mentioned a few times, but
it does degrade. But I think it's one of those things. Between the two, I don't think you can pick too much of the difference between two. But
well, I never painted anything but metal miniatures. So
wow, that's a statement. Blimey, yeah. Fair play. Yeah.
Miniature game montage is the name of the Necromunda narrative battle reps. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
I do agree on the lead over white metal, though, as lead alloy is way easier to cut up and convert. Sure is. The best thing about Hero Quest are the metal prototypes. Yeah, well, if you're rich enough to get any of them, or you back the Boris, I love saying Boris. Boris Kickstarter, the guy who did all those. The miniatures.
Oh yeah, he did
everything. The box art, that's amazing.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Did you get any of them?
No. Wait. Well, I didn't even know about it until later, and then I saw the price of them. I thought, my God, I could never afford that. Yeah. It's so expensive.
And what did you think about the re-release of the old board game?
I'm really happy that other people could experience Hero Quest that obviously can't play. That, like my friend Marcus, he bought it for him and his kids. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Guys like us who grew up with it, who don't have it anymore. I mean, I was lucky I found a copy here in Japan, and I bought it because I really wanted that old school nostalgia feel of having the game again and playing it. Yeah. But for people who don't have that luxury, it's wonderful to see it re-released so they can get it. But it's not exactly the same in terms of models. The game is the same. New components, everything's new and fresh, and feel that sort of fresh game. But how about you, mate? What do you think?
Again, it's the same principles. It's all 3D printed and stuff, isn't it? And it's the character. If you like say the game's the same, so I can't really complain that the game's rubbish or anything because it's the same. It's the characters and what that gives you. And for me, they don't give you the same sort of character. But hey, like you say, you bring a really good point up. Is that it gives the opportunities for new people to play that game that was such a classic from back in the day. So
that's right.
You know, it's horses. You know, you can't bitch on it too much, can you? At the end of the day, because they're just bringing back something that was essentially gone.
Again, they don't have the license for GW, and that's expired years and years and years ago. So they've got to come up with their own, essentially own IP. They've got to come up with their own sort of concepts and everything. I mean, the thing that would put me off the most about it is the type of plastic they're using. It's that soft bendable, that kind of classic board game plastic, and I don't really like that. I love the hard styrene plastic, the ones I have.
The old school thing.
But then it's a nostalgia thing. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe it's not so necessary for some people, and they don't care, and they're going to pick up the new one because it's new, and that's fine. That's great.
I mean, most people would look back and say some of the older stuff is rubbish, but it's when you get brought into the hobby, I suppose, in some respects, isn't it?
It's in the eye of the beholder, really. What you think is what's good for you and what's not.
Yeah. And he did. The Bard did do an amazing review of Hero Quest.
He's a funny. Get your wife to watch him and see what she thinks of him, because he's a classic, mate.
he's a great guy though, and he's so funny.
Here's another guy like Ed. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of he just uses his phone or something like that to record all his stuff. He has no lighting, nothing special, nothing flashy about it. But he presented it in such a unique way that it just took off. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He brought comedy to Warhammer.
Yeah.
So before him, no one was doing comedy about Warhammer.
That's right.
No one. I can't think of another channel that did something like that other than him. And as soon as he came out, there's been more people try that type of thing. But he just blew up, and I mean, fair play. The Hero Quest one is legendary, isn't it?
Excellent.
I mean, I can watch that over and over. Just the best thing about Warhammer is it's just so good, so good.
The scene where he's got that flick knife and he throws it up in the air and he catches it when he's looking at the camera. He doesn't even look where he's throwing it and catching it. I think that's really class. And the guy's got skills, man. He's just so good.
He is so good. He's amazing.
But the whole was it analogy or comparison of the new, had like a picture of one of the new models.
Yeah.
So what's this? It's an abomination.
This is an abomination.
It's a gargoyle.
This is a gargoyle. Yeah. This is a gargoyle. This is an abomination.
I love it. I love that. It's so good. And it's
true.
What is that thing? What is this whole mix of horrible stuff around this thing? I don't understand it. I can't see what it is. But I can clearly see what that gargoyle is. It just identifies it straight away. Oh yeah, it's a winged beast. It's holding a sword, holding a whip. It looks like a Balrog. It's a gargoyle. I know what it is. But the other thing, I don't know what that is. That's just hideous.
I know.
Sorry. I mean, I don't want to bash on the modern GW sculpts, but some of them just way over the top. Way over the top.
Like I say, you got with 3D modeling, you can add too much to the miniatures nowadays, that's the problem.
Oh, the best thing about 3D sculpting is 3D scanning. The thing I love about the most, and I've seen it a few times now. Someone's taken the epic Lord of Battles and upscaled it to 40K scale, and it's brilliant.
Oh,
I love that. That's the best thing about the whole scanning and 3D printing thing.
That's cool.
I want a big 25mm scale Lord of Battles. I want the Mortarion from Epic and Angron and all the Primarchs in like the big scale stuff.
The old demons. The
old demons. The classic Jez Gooden ones. Mortarion, like the real Mortarion, the guy with the cowl, like the Grim Reaper, and he's got the big two-handed scythe, and he looks so cool.
Yeah, all their miniatures are brilliant. That's so good.
Fantastic.
And you're right, you can, and there will be scans somewhere where someone will scan them in, and you'll be able to just make them bigger. That is for sure. That's out there somewhere. You just need to find it. Definitely.
I've seen someone did Magnus the Red, the epic one, and upscale it to like 40k scale. Fantastic. Had like the original one and the big upscale one. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. That's the best thing about it for me, anyway. I only have the Orc prototype. It was part of an Orc regiment I picked up on eBay. Well, mate, you got lucky there. You hit the jackpot. Yeah. Absolute jackpot. So well done. Still my copy with expansions. Well done, mate. I wish I had my expansions, Keller's Keep and Return of the Rich Lord.
But yeah, my cousin had Return of the Rich Lord.
Oh, did he?
I need to get that off him. I don't think he'll give it to me, though.
Just give him a $5 for it. He'd be fine.
He's
sit back.
I've been trying for years to get all his epic stuff off him. I mean, I've got loads already, but I just need. He doesn't want it, and he keeps saying that he keeps finding it in the attic. It's just sitting there doing nothing. I really want that off him. Yeah, I've got to get that off him.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you should ask him. That'd be good. At least you guys should play it again. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why I've not even suggested that.
Like an anniversary kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, let's get the epic out and play it again. That'd be really nice to see.
Yeah.
You don't have to film it. I'm not saying you should film it. I'm saying you should just play it and just maybe take some photos, stick them up online. It'd be nice. You know.
Yeah. Agreed, mate. That's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea. I'm painting some Lisbon Saurus characters at the moment. One is resin, one plastic, and 2 are metal. I like the metal ones the best so far. That's Ted.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I think the consensus here is that metal's better than everything else for miniatures. I think that's a fair shout.
I can see from a producer of metal miniatures that it's the material that gives them the biggest headaches for shipping. You know, and for the cost of making those models, it's going up and up and up.
Yeah,
because of the materials they use.
I think we will most certainly see less metal miniatures being made by companies.
That's why please support those guys who make them. Like Nightmare Miniatures, like Footsore Miniatures, like so many.
Alternative Armies. You've been there as well. All that.
Path of Europe, they do a lot of stuff.
Rail Path for Europe, they do all of Kev Adams' back catalogue of goblins and stuff. Check them out. They're so good. So good.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys doing it. A lot of people producing it, like really small, like I call them cottage industry type businesses where they have just a few people working for them. Maybe one caster, one guy in sales, one guy handling the other background and the business. So yeah, please support those people. That's really good. Okay, I'd use the Red Nebula in a 3D sculptor. Is it 3D sculptor? Right, is a 3D sculptor.
Okay, right. I see.
Right.
That makes sense.
That's it. All about what lies in the garage. Thanks for the plug. No problem, mate.
Yeah. No, good channel.
Yeah, great channel. Please go and check it out. Really, really good. I love the flip throughs of the Golden Demon. What was it? Golden Demon 90, 91. So Stompy had those books and he was just like flipping through the pages of all the entries, and I really loved all that.
Well, he's got 2 subscribers here, so
absolutely. I think more should go and check out and like and subscribe to his stuff. Trollers the 3D Sculptor 2 V old school, very old school. Yep. So, hey Duncan, how you going, mate?
Nice hello, mate. Good
to
see you.
Always happy to see people here. Now, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please click that like button. If you can, it just allows more people to see the stream, which is great, and to see the handsome face of Jonny Watson gaming. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? And he doesn't talk like an Australian; he talks like a real British person.
Hello, how do you do?
Deal. Yeah. I also listen to Uncle Atom largely because he is the most fantastic voice. Uncle Atom. Okay, well, it's good. It's good because we get to hear about other stuff we didn't know about. That's great. So the live stream is really great for that. So our community can inform us about things that we have never seen or heard before. So
that
Uncle Atom
again, that's one of my. Oh, Uncle Atom. Do I know? No, I don't know.
You know Uncle Atom? Is it a podcast? Is it a YouTube channel? Stompy?
Is he the guy? Is he the guy that's got he's got a massive YouTube channel? Is he got like 100,000? Is that guy? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I tell you one thing. I stumbled on this guy's YouTube channel. He's a pastor, right, in the UK.
Right. Yeah.
And he just sits there smoking a pipe, and he reads the Lord of the Rings, all the Hobbit stories.
Wow.
Brilliant. It's fantastic.
And has he got the voice for it as well?
He's the voice for it. He's a really charming old guy, and he has this beautiful study. Like it's filled with books and everywhere around him. And he talks about the tobacco he's smoking, the pipe he's smoking, and how it's made and who made it and all that kind of thing. So he lights up the pipe, and then he opens up his book, reads.
Wow.
Really nice.
Jesus.
And he's doing great guns, mate. He's got like 90,000 views and stuff. It's great. I really like that. It's
what's his name? Do you know? Can you remember?
I have no idea. I'll have to show. I just found it the other day, and it sort of popped up, and I thought, I'll give that a listen and give it a look. And it was really, really nice. It's just something nice to listen to as I'm painting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like say, and that's something I wish I could have on my channel. Is like say that sort of commentary voice.
But the funny thing was, he was getting on this ladder to reach up to get the book, and under here it's all ripped, like where his armpits are. It's got a big hole here. That's when you know you're really listening to something genuine. Like this guy's the real deal. I love that.
No shits are given. He's just there smoking his pipe, reading Lord of the Rings
with his big armpits, like flapping away. Got some free ventilation there or something like that. That's awesome. I love that.
Hair hanging out.
Yeah. That's so
amazing.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so Uncle Atom. I don't know who that is, but we'll have to find out. Okay. Oh, this bloody mouse. Hang on. We're not going to make lots of money. You're not going to make lots of money on YouTube, mate. That's for sure.
No.
Unless you're the top, top 10 or something.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's obviously wargaming channels out there that this is their job. There's a number of them. There is a number of them, and they're great, but I find them really dull, boring channels.
Me too. I don't watch them. I don't watch them.
No, because all they do is chase what's new.
That's right.
Because they're looking for the views. They don't care about you, the people watching. They care about. There's no community there.
I can't say that because I don't know the people behind the channel. You know what I mean? I've seen the guy. What's his name again? Squidmar.
Yep.
Right now, I know he's massive. He is massive.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad people.
He'd be a really cool guy to hang out. Like, obviously, he's got a good personality. He's a good-looking young guy. Yeah. He knows how to present things. He has a unique style that became very popular, and he has a massive fan base, huge.
Absolutely.
Lots of patrons. He got sponsorship. He's got the whole thing, and he's supporting his home family, and I get that. And he does. But what he does doesn't really grab me. You know what I mean?
No.
He's a good painter. Everything he does is quality, but what he's presenting doesn't really grab me. If it did, I would watch it.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said, it's not. Look, I'm not saying they're bad people for having a big channel. Not at all. It's just they. I suppose once you get to that size, you then have to start doing videos on things that you might not necessarily love and follow what's out there, what's new. And that's kind of what a lot of them do. Not all of them, to be fair, but most of them, they follow what's new, and that gets disjointed from what sometimes I think the hobby's about. And and watching channels like yourself and Ed's and stuff, it's very much more community driven. It feels more real for that's what I enjoy. I actually enjoy the guy who's just got a camera on his desk going with no audio cuts or anything like that, just going, this is what I'm doing, this is what I've painted, I'm using this color. It's that I love that. It's that's what I watch on YouTube.
Me too.
as sad as it might be.
I want the real deal. I don't care what you're doing. I was a guy I started watching as well just by random choice. There's some guy in America who owns his own like a horse ranch. And he gives like riding lessons to people, but just listening to talk, he's like talking about life, or he's giving advice to young people or whatever. But he's the real deal. He's guy smoking a cigar and he's talking about things in the States and how things are going, and he's like an ex-cop or whatever. but I like listening to his stories because he was telling some really hard truths, or he's coming from the heart kind of thing, and that's good. I mean, people can present things in different ways, but as long as you're real and you're telling, as long as it's the real you, then I think people can see that and appreciate it and listen to what you say. But if you're just all fake, then I don't think. Now, this guy here, Tabletop Minions, I think this is the old grumpy old bastard from Canada who just gets up and starts. Now, if that's
that guy, Tabletop Minion, yes. So he's got a real big channel,
he's got a really big channel. He's been around for a long time, and his stuff is not for me.
No, sure I find him incredibly boring, but that's
me too. I just and it's all about negative. It's all about all these sort of the people who have these kind of like clickbait type titles, like, oh my god, they've done it again. It's the doom of Games Workshop. This kind of stuff. I don't. On that stuff. But I've seen his stuff, and obviously he's built his channel up over a decade.
The guy's been doing it for a long time.
But he just seems like a grumpy old man, and I just I can't get behind that. But he's probably a really nice guy. If I met him at a show or something and talked to him, he's probably a really nice person.
Oh, and that's the point. We're not, the people behind the shows aren't. Obviously, they're probably just normal people. It's just
exactly.
I just find some of these bigger channels can be a bit bland. It
depends
on what you're looking for. They're serving a different type of person. To be fair, they're serving people who are probably just getting into the hobby because it's all new stuff generally. So every now and then they dip into the nostalgia, get a load of little likes for it for a little while, and then off they go again.
Yeah, like if that's really what he wants to do, and he loves doing that, but I can't see how he enjoys doing that. But if he is really enjoying it, now he's got some good points to say about the whole FOMO thing about Games Workshop, and I totally agree with him about that. Where it's kind of like, okay, well, you got to buy it within this time period. You got to pre-order now, because if you don't pre-order it, you won't get it again for another 3 years. And I hate that kind of system. And I think they're feeding that beast. You know what I mean? And they're sort of they're not giving you any new information or anything. They're just basically reaffirming other people's dislikes or things about stuff they don't like to see about the hobby, which I think is a negative cycle. I don't find interesting at all, but other people do. I'm only annoyed so much that Kevin stuff is made in the States or Europe, and it's expensive to get over to the UK. It
depends on where you get them from. And maybe some of his newer stuff is probably like that.
He seems to be expanding out, because he did a Kickstarter for like freebooter orcs and stuff like that, but I don't know where that went. So I don't know where.
I haven't seen that for a little while. What's it say? Metal.
Definitely is the best to paint, not to assemble.
Yeah, agreed there.
I enjoy Little Wars TV. Little Wars TV
what?
does a really good job too.
I do enjoy these guys as well. Especially if you do like they're all historical. But also what they do so well is it's historical, but they actually they actually teach the history to you as well. They do that so well. That I actually bought into. One of the guys there wrote a game called Altar of Freedom.
All right,
it's a American Civil War game. It's done with 6mm miniatures, and I brought into that, and I've played a few games with it, and it's what a great game. Oh my god,
Jonny Watson, ACW. I never saw you as an ACW.
No, I'm gonna
get you the hat as well, the whole thing. I want you in cosplay when we're doing it, please.
Honestly, go back on my channel. There's a battle report of me playing out Altar of Freedom. Yeah, there's a battle report.
That's why I'm watching. I don't like. I can't stand ACW. I can't stand gaming.
That particular game, though. That particular game, I tell you now, Josh, is a really good game. Really well thought out. Really well thought out.
That's great. If you enjoy it, I'm really happy for you. ACW, Napoleonics, just the whole horse and musket thing never gripped me. Never the uniforms, the gaming style. No, but I know it's very popular.
Oh yeah, it is. And these guys, Little Wars TV, they obviously show that quite a lot.
They love that. They love that. Yeah. But they cover many different eras. But I've seen their stuff, and it's really good. It's well presented.
But they are a great channel.
Yes, great channel. Yeah, good channel. Yeah, really good. Squidbar's the guy who has a metric shitload of original art. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he did. I watched those videos. That's how I watched his videos on those Rogue Trader Orcs, and I really enjoyed those that he did. Again, I think he's a really nice guy. It's just that
No, we're
majority of his
not.
stuff I don't
Yeah.
watch because it's all about the new stuff, and I'm not a really big new.
Yeah, we're not picking on anyone's
No, not at all.
personal,
Not at all. I would
personalities
never
at all.
do
It's
that.
just,
I mean, I can see why they're so popular, especially with young people,
but
because they're
his
appealing
channel
to those people.
his channel is popular because his channel's sleek and it gets
very,
it,
yeah.
it's so well edited.
So well, yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and people love to see that, and that's.
And I'm envious of the
main
guy
reason.
because I wish I could do things that he's doing. I wish I had his setup. I wish I had people help me do stuff and then present the old school stuff in the way that he's doing it. I mean, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, could you imagine? Oh yeah, exactly
yeah.
that.
I'm happy he made it. I'm happy. I'm I'll give him credit all day long for making it because for him to do that in a very niche hobby of ours is really hard to do.
Yeah, I think he's making some good money to what he's
and
doing.
Then sustain that. Yeah. You need to sustain it. It can't be just one video a year. It has to be like one video every 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To keep it going,
at that quality as well. His quality can't stop. He can't come down. So he's always having to keep to the certain quality.
Yep, that's right. Train Shooter Mel is a great guy. I've tried to get him on the podcast too, so hopefully he'll join us soon.
He's an interesting first person, that guy, isn't he? To train to.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But again, he's kind of genuine. I like the simple application to his terrain and how he's doing it old school, and he's keeping it to his old school kind of ways and teaching people how to do terrain, and people really love that and love him. I usually watch his live streams a lot because I enjoy his personality too. Is nice, He comes from
Is he Brummy? Is he Brummy? Where is he from? Is he Brummy?
Stoke, mate. Stoke.
Okay.
Stoke Midlands, isn't it? Is it Midlands?
Stokes, it was Stokes starting to get more north now. He's starting to. It's just that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Going to northern part of England. Yeah, I like his stuff. So that's good.
Yeah. Good. He's a good channel. He's. I find that recently though he's not been as prolific as he used to be.
He had a lot of serious health, like mental health problems, health issues.
Okay.
He's had that forever. Like he's ex-army.
Right. Okay.
He's been through some personal stuff I won't go into on a live stream.
No.
He's been very open about that through his. I'm watching him through the pandemic and doing his live streams and stuff. I really enjoyed those. He talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
And he's been through a lot of shit. So basically, he's come out of that and sort of trying to pick himself up again and start the whole YouTube thing again. So slowly getting back into it. And
that's good.
It's made him more of a positive person, which is good. Giving him a good mental health boost and that kind of thing, which is great. It's good. My serious talent. He's like the wargaming Mr. Beast to the subscribers. Yeah, he's a very talented guy. He's like I said, he's got the look. He's got the he's got all the tats. I need to get tats, man. That's what I need to get, the whole sleeve of tats on here. Maybe like some squigs or some greater demons or something like that on there or whatever.
George, I think your channel will fly if you get tats up going up your neck, just sort of coming up.
I'll tell you something really funny.
The missus won't care. She won't care.
Yeah. She's a real Aussie now. He's got all the tats. But I saw this crazy woman on YouTube. I didn't watch her thing. It was like one of the shorts, but she had tats all up here, like an attractive young woman had tats all up her arm, all up to her neck, all like these floral designs. But then she had Kevin tatted across her forehead. Yep, Kevin.
Jesus.
That's really crazy. Some people, I don't understand where they get these ideas from, or how they thought that was a good idea. But hope she really loves the guy, because otherwise she has to find another bloke called Kevin.
Also like Miniac. Yeah, Miniac's he's always been there on my list of things I watch every now and then. I don't watch everything he does. He's one of those ones that some of the things he does just does not interest me whatsoever. But he's a painting channel for the most, which I am interested in. So I do like to see what he's up to painting wise and anything that he's bringing to the table. So yeah, he can be an interesting guy, and he's a very talented videographer as well. So his channel is always very slick.
Yeah, that's good. I think you need to be to capture a large audience. You need to have really good like cinematography knowledge and how you're presenting stuff. Has to be to a standard that can get people in.
I agree.
So like Big Small Worlds, never heard of them. I need to check them out. Olden Demon, I know him, Olden Demon.
Olden Demons, he's got a really interesting. Now he's again another one who's found a whole niche of YouTube channel hobby creation content, because no one is doing what he's doing. He literally just talks over some animation, doesn't he? Basically, of old school Warhammer.
Yeah, he does it very well.
And he brings the comedy into it, which is something again hasn't really seen much apart from the Bard. And he does a lot of great little cutscenes where it goes to something that's really stupid and then goes back to the and it keeps your attention all the time. He's really clever. He's a very clever YouTuber, that guy. I always watch. I always watch his stuff whenever.
That's good, mate. That's good.
Yeah.
The beauty is there's always something for everybody. I think that's the great thing about YouTube.
I watch it because it's funny. I think
you're right. That's good. What he does is very clever. I don't know how the time it must take to do those maps and stuff. Wow.
I'm guessing he does that on PowerPoint or something like that. I'm guessing he creates it on. How would you do it then?
I think you need a motion graphics program to do it. I don't think he's done. Yeah. I did motion graphics as one of my courses at uni, and it's a head F. I'll put it on my
You
really need to know your stuff about how to use those programs, and I think he's using that to do it.
Right. Okay. No, you're probably more closer than what I'm saying.
Jack Sarge is awesome, Australian miniature painter. Oh, cool. Okay, Jack Sarge. I need to check him out, and who is extremely talented. I'll be looking forward to seeing what he does, Lance Connect. So yeah, I'll check out his YouTube channel, mate. And we need to get to the quiz soon as well, because I think we're well over 2 hours, and I think maybe we're almost 3 hours now. Bloody hell! Okay, we're going to wrap up some questions here. Well, not even questions; people just talking. So I have my eye on the Warlord Games Epic Scale ACW range. I think they're pretty good, actually. Although I recall those are 15mm.
Yeah,
do they make their own scale?
I've got. Here you go. There you go.
Right.
Can you see that?
Yeah. No, I'm happy they made them in like a plastic kind of kit like that, because I think Epic, it does serve to have nice detailed, models to paint.
They're really they're nice. They're nice nice sprues, nice miniatures. You're basically playing black powder if you're playing this. So if you like black powder,
right,
then go for it. But interesting game.
And the last one we'll have here. Wait, I thought all hobby veterans have tats. No, sorry, mate, I don't have any tattoos. I apologize. I was thinking about it when I was younger. I thought maybe it'd be a cool idea getting like those sort of like Viking type tattoos, like the armbands and stuff like that, when they were really popular. But yeah, no, never got any ink on me. You got any ink on you there, Johnny? You going to reveal anything, mate? Any secrets?
No. Do you know what? I've never done it. I've never had a tat.
Mate, you keep clean and pure, mate. You'd be like me. Okay.
That's it.
No tat. Hashtag.
Why ruin perfection? Hey.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure your wife thinks exactly the same thing. I bet she does.
You say that sarcastically, Josh.
Well,
is that just the Aussie tone coming out?
She's gonna look at you naked, not me. So she's gonna be the judge of that. Okay, are you ready for your quiz, mate? Because we've got to wrap up this thing, mate. Because I think it's almost 8 o'clock. And
guys in the chat, you're gonna have to help me here because I won't get any of these right.
So we'll see how we go. Okay, so we're going to read the very first quiz, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 quizzes to do. So 9 people can do it. So we're going to read Ian Pickstock's quiz. It's a tank quiz. Are you familiar with tanks? Like 40k tanks.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so if you think you're a bit of a tank head, do you? Well, let's see if you can answer these 5 questions. They're all not too difficult. Well, at least if you're a tank nut. Get them all correct, and you can count yourself amongst those worthy enough to command the Emperor's machineries of destructions. Get any wrong mind, and you best get back to the mech's workshop for a refit.
I feel, Josh, I'm a foot slogger. I won't be riding the tank.
Well, we'll see how you go. Who found the STC template for the first Marine Razorback?
Who found it?
I don't even know the answer to this one. STC.
I'm gonna say.
So who found the STC template?
Who found it? Oh, of course they fight. Right, okay. So because they
is it in the law?
They fight. All the vehicles that the Space Marines use are from past technology, aren't they? And they sort of find things every now and then, and that's how it gets added into the. I think that's how it works. So who found it? I'm guessing it'll be like a Primarch or something like that. I'm going to go with the Gilliman, the Ultramarines Primarch.
Okay, Gilliman. Okay, so no, it's not Gilliman. The answer was Chief Artisan Tilvius.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to get that one.
I was never going to get that one. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm not a tank. I'm not a tank head at all. So, or a nut. I'm a nut, but not a tank nut.
Or a law nut. So this is where we're going to fall down.
I thought Garth would answer this one. Jeez, come on, Garth. You know all this stuff, mate. This is 40k. Okay, what is the armor penetration of a power glove when you use it to attack the tracks of a Lehman Russ tank that moved 4 inches at slow speed in its previous turn?
So, what is the strength?
So basically, he's wanting the armor penetration of a power glove.
The AP of a power glove.
When you attack the tracks of a Lehman Russ tank that moved 4 inches at slow speed in its previous turn. I don't think the movement makes any difference to armor penetration. You just hit the thing, and then you roll the armor penetrate. Doesn't matter how far. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's right. So you're looking for like a D6 plus D4 plus da-da-da-da plus da-da-da-da answer.
Oh, right. Of course it is. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
This is like 40k second edition armor penetration.
So yeah.
Have a guess, mate. It
starts
with 8. Starts with 8.
So 8 plus D6. No, 2D6.
Yeah. Okay, D6. Good. Okay, 8 plus D6 plus one more number. One more polyhedral dice.
Plus D3.
Okay, so power glove.
Sorry, no, it would be D. Plus D10 or something like that.
D20, mate. You nearly got it there.
D20.
Yeah, so 8 plus D20 plus D6 is the official answer.
Jesus.
So, yeah, that tank is pretty much
going
down. Yeah, it's not going to move very far. After that, I don't think. Okay, number 3. What is the more common name for the Lehman Russ siege tank? I don't even know they had one. Lehman Russ siege tank. Common name. The most common name for Lehman Russ siege tank.
Come on, comments. Someone must know.
Yeah, even Garth's not even going to help you. He says the questions here are brutal. He says. Okay. Now looking at the answer, it makes sense.
Is it something that I would know?
Ted just gave you the answer, mate. Ted gave it. He's helping.
Oh, Demolisher. There you go.
That's it, the Demolisher. Okay, so there you go. Which makes sense because that had that massive gun barrel on it, didn't it? The Demolisher.
Oh, is that what that was?
It had like the chassis, and it had like this massive, huge gun on it, which means like a siege weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
so
yes. I remember it being a White Dwarf.
What name is sometimes given to a gamer who loves building and playing games with tanks? Oh, this is an easy one.
Tankhead.
Close. Close. Not tankhead. Not tankhead. It's another T word.
Tanker.
Nah.
I don't know. Treadhead. Treadhead.
Treadhead. That's it. Treadhead.
Thanks, guys. I told you I'm not going to get any of these right.
So number 5, what painting technique should you use to highlight a tank kit? So what painting technique should you use to highlight?
I'm guessing back then they would be saying dry brushing.
I would think so too. And dry brushing is it. You got the answer right, mate. No help needed.
Come on.
There you go. Because obviously this is before the whole trend of using airbrushes. Yeah. So
I've not gone out without. I didn't go out with a duck.
you didn't go out with a duck. So you've got one right, 1 out of 5, mate. So that's well done. Awesome.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. And thanks everyone who's been in the chat. I think there's about 13 or 12 people.
Yeah,
9 people
thank you.
now. They're probably all dropping off to go to bed. And thank you so much, Johnny, for coming on for like almost 3 hours, mate. It's almost 3 hours now, which has been a mega live stream.
Yeah, it has.
Thanks,
and
mate.
no, thank you for having me. I've had a ball. It's been good fun.
That's good, mate.
Yeah.
So just in closing, look, if you don't know about Jonny Watson's gaming channel, please go and check it out. I urge you to, because he does, Jonny does a lot of good stuff, and it covers some old stuff, covers some more recent stuff. You did a whole lot of War Master stuff as well, eh?
Yeah, it's one of the top videos actually. He's painting War Master stuff. So, yeah. If you enjoy that sort of thing, head over. It's mainly mainly painting videos and talking about my projects, stuff like that.
Right. And notice we didn't do any hobby, nothing, zero, no painting. You said, "Oh, this would be a good chance to do some hobby and do some painting." Nothing.
Wait, I've been too busy talking to an Australian madman.
Don't you know? Without the tats, a tatless man. Crazy. I should have a tat on here, like I love Alabama.
Oh dear. No, it's been absolute. Yeah, thanks for having me, Josh.
No, mate, it's been really good.
Been real good fun. And everyone on the chat, thank you so much for joining us. It's been good chatting to you all.
Thanks everyone, guys, for keeping in with us for 3 hours. It's amazing what usually we have a flight for 2 hours, but I was looking and thinking, wow. But didn't it go so quick? That's a
mate. I can't. But I have only just looked at the time. I can't believe this. Yeah.
But we learned some new things. We had some new recommendations for new people to check out on the channel on YouTube, which is excellent. So thanks for that, guys. Because we don't know everything. We of course the algorithm stops us from finding out a lot of good stuff. So if it helps you guys, if it helps you and other guys, mate, to find more people, to get more likes and more subscribers, that's wonderful work.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah, it'd be lovely. But at the end of the day, I do it for fun, so it's good to do it to talk to people like yourself, mate. Honestly, thanks for having me, and good.
My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Thanks again, mate. And I'll let you go. You can actually do some painting now.
I best not. The missus won't be happy, mate. She comes in and I'm painting. No, not happening.
What you bloody doing? You've been talking about bloody Australia. Always a bad influence on you. That's it. Get out of here. Get in the shower now. Thanks to your wife again, to Mrs. Watson, for letting you come on.
I'll tell her that. No, we'll
all right, buddy. Okay, man. Well, you take care of yourself. Okay.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody. See you.